real job until you get blue in the face, but it is that simple. The offensive line's got to do their job. You can't have foolish penalties, jump offside and shoot yourself in the foot. You can't live on 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 9 against Oak Grove. And you got to take your opportunities and make the most of them when you get them, and because it's going to be the big part of the game. And we got a young quarterback tonight, and we got to everybody's got to step their game up tonight. Everybody's got to step their game up to another level and be prepared for whatever comes at them.
All righty, thanks, Coach. Thanks a lot. Coach Sonny Vadrini with the Marion State Bank sideline report and a visit with Ouachita Christian head football coach Stephen Fitzhugh. Ouachita Christian, Saul, we talk about this being a big rivalry game, and that's because it is. When you look at the record and you break it all down, actually the Eagles trail in this series, and they trail by a pretty good bit. The Eagles, it's a 29-game series between the teams. OCS has 9 wins against 20 losses. So tonight, we break into the 500 average on that. The series dates back to 1979. This is an Eagle series that's been going on for a long time, and you and I both know that it's been going on a long time because it's one of the series that you and I have actually played against the Oak Grove Tigers several times in our career out here with Ouachita Christian. And I think I can speak for both of us tonight. Very rarely do I get to say, hey, you and I know we're going to agree 100% on this. But tonight, I can tell you that this is one of those games where the coaches and the players for both of these teams are going to be ready to roll tonight.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, this is a game that even when we weren't in the same district, there were some years that happened. They were still big when we played, and then, of course, we played them in the playoffs for several years until the split, and so now we don't have the opportunity to do that. So this is all about a district championship, which we've not won in a little while. And in order to win a district championship, we got to beat these guys tonight. And Coach Vadrini alluded to it, and some people out there may be saying, hey, what's he talking about, a young quarterback? Well, we'll go ahead and break the news, and that is that Hunter Herring's not going to play tonight. He has an injury that's going to keep him out of this game and possibly next week's game, but he'll be fine. He's going to be back. But it means it's going to be a big night for a freshman quarterback, and that freshman quarterback is Landon Graves, who's a very talented quarterback. He's 5'10", 155 pounds, and he can really run. Very, very fast. And I watched him throw in warm-ups and thought the ball was coming out of his hands well. It didn't look like he was too nervous, at least in warm-ups. And it's a big night for him, and don't underestimate what a difference that can be to have a freshman coming out there to start a football game in his first start, come against Oak Grove. And he's going to need a lot of help from some guys around him, especially guys like Will Fitzhugh, senior on that offense. It really needs to be a common force for him tonight, because in order for us to win this ball game, he has got to play a good ball game. He doesn't have to play great, but he's going to have to play well enough to keep us in this game.
Well, and I think, too, that it's worth noting, and I know it's a lot different at that position, but the good thing for Landon is you and I have seen him play. I mean, he's a guy that's played a lot of varsity football this season. Now, he's been limited at quarterback as far as running the offense, but he got in against Cedar Creek for a little while. The stage definitely, it was not too big for him. Did a real good job of leading the offense down the field and actually came out, but they punched it in and picked up a score. But he plays a lot on defense. So, I mean, he's in the game. He's in the flow. This is not something that, it's not like he's going to be getting his first varsity action tonight.
Well, and I will say this, it's not the same, though. I mean, you go out there and you're the starting quarterback and you've had some time to think about it. Last week it was like a momentary thing. Hunter Herring goes down and he goes into the game and he plays about 4 plays. And we actually didn't score in that game. On that drive, that was the first drive of the game. We actually stalled on about the 5-yard line. And so, but it happened so fast, you don't have time to think about it. Well, now he's had a week to think about it, to practice it, and so it's one of those things that it's a different feeling, and everybody who's ever played quarterback and in any position, no matter what it is, the first time you start a ball game, it's just different. But when you start at quarterback and you're a freshman and your first start against Oak Grove, those butterflies are churning inside Landon Graves' stomach right now, and he just got to come out here and get into the action and just do what he does best, and that's play quarterback, and he's done it for a long time, and he's plenty of talented enough for us to win this football game with Landon Graves playing quarterback.
Well, just so, hey, for the record now, and a lot of people, his name's going to be thrown around a lot tonight in the broadcast. We got to get this on the record. No relation to you, correct?
No relation. That's right. So the only relation we have is that we both played quarterback here at OCS.
And that last name.
And that last name. That's exactly right. But we're not related, and so he's not my son, not my cousin, not my nephew. He's his own man, and he certainly has done well for himself at the quarterback position to this point.
The head coach for the Ouachita Christian Eagles is in his 22nd season. Stephen Fitzhugh. Coach Fitzhugh's record with the Eagles is 195 wins against 74 losses. Coach Fitzhugh closing in on a big career number mark of 200 wins this season. The head coach for the Oak Grove Tigers is in his 5th season, Ryan Gregory. Coach Gregory has a career record of 55 wins against 21 losses. Tonight, he's trying to pick up his 3rd win against the Ouachita Christian Eagles, and in this case, it's going to be the 3rd win in a row.
Yeah, and Ron Gregory's a guy who played football at Oak Grove, and he has he has as much appreciation for this game as anybody because he played in it. He played in some high stakes ball games during his career, times where OCS had great teams back then, and so it means as much to him and these Oak Grove Tigers as it does to Ouachita Christian. I can tell you that, and they would like nothing better than to make it 4 in a row for his coaching career at Oak Grove, and it means a lot to that community as well. So they're going to be pumped up. They're going to play their best game against us tonight, and we hopefully will do the same.
The Eagles enter tonight's contest at 5-1 overall, 3-0 in district play. The Tigers come in at 4-2, 3-0 in district play as well. The Eagles currently ranked number 6 in the state according to the Class 1A Louisiana Sports Writers poll. The Tigers come in at number 4 in the same poll. Number 4 against number 6 at home. This should be one heck of a football game tonight. It usually is. And, there should be no reason this one won't be another classic. It's a big game, maybe a season-defining game for both of these teams tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good. I think that's a good statement in terms of it's just going to give whoever wins this ball game. It's going to give you a lot of momentum going forward and a lot of confidence as well. It's been a long time that since OCS has won a game that maybe they weren't expected to win, and I think that's probably what you would hear from most people is that we're the underdog in this ball game, and we came real close last year against Southern Lab, and what was a very tall task, and I think you and I talked about, if we'd have come out with that win, maybe could have been considered one of the greatest wins in OCS history given the odds. But this is a game tonight where if we want to do some things in the playoffs coming forward, I mean, throw away the district, even though that means a lot to them as well. But in terms of how you want to finish the season, a win tonight against Oak Grove just sets the tone for a team that can gain a lot of confidence from that.
Well, and I think when you use the term underdog, I mean, going into tonight's game, I mean, you got to think if we got, Hunter Herring, pulling the trigger back there, we're probably still going to be viewed as, the underdog in the game. You're starting a true freshman quarterback tonight. I'd say we're definitely playing the role of the underdog at home.
Yeah, I mean, no question about it. I mean, that just changes everything when you have a freshman, playing a quarterback, especially one who's got little to no experience playing varsity quarterback. It's a kid that's thrown 9 passes in varsity football, and so it's just one of those things that he just got to go out there and stay calm and not turn the football over. That's the biggest thing, and just play like he's played all his life, and he's had some big ball games as a junior high quarterback and as a JV quarterback. And he's very, very talented. And one thing about him, he's not a different type of quarterback. Even though he's not the same size as Hunter Herring, much different physique, but they don't change. We don't have to change our offense one bit with him at quarterback because he can run the football and he can throw the football. And this has become a running team. We're averaging on the year 240 yards rushing a game and only 120 yards passing a game. And we have been very, very effective running the football, and we can continue to do that with Landon Graves playing quarterback tonight.
Well, we're about 6 minutes away from getting this contest underway. We're going to take our last break before we get this thing going. I want to invite you to come back for what should be a great football game between two football teams that get it in Northeast Louisiana. You're listening to Ouachita Christian Eagle football on 92.3 The Wolf. Stephen Fitzhugh Field at Eagles Stadium. The Ouachita Christian Eagles hosting the Oak Grove Tigers in what should be a big district contest tonight. Both teams coming in at 3-0. The Eagles ranked number 6 in the state in Class 1A. The Tigers come in at number 4. Oak Grove makes their way over to Eagle Stadium tonight wearing white jerseys with black numbers, black pants, and black helmets. The Eagles tonight going to be sporting green and gold. 3 minutes and about 3.5 minutes from getting this contest underway. The weather here at Eagle Stadium is fantastic. It's going to be in the mid-60s. The sun has gone down. The field is in great shape because we're playing on an artificial surface, brand new turf field here at Eagle Stadium. Both teams are going to be ready for this football game. We heard from varsity head football coach Stephen Fitzhugh earlier. The Eagles, they're going to be ready tonight. You also know that Coach Ryan Gregory is going to have the Tigers ready. This should be a heck of a football game. Coach and Stephen talked about it. Saw the Eagles have been on the plus side of the turnover battle all season long, always on the right side of the turnover number. Turnovers, according to Coach, going to play a big role tonight. But what it's going to come down to are the keys to victory.
That's right, David. And as usual, I got 3, and we'll start on defense first. I think a big key on defense is that we can't give up a big play or give up big plays in the ball game. That's what killed us in 2018 last year when we gave up 64 points. It was big play after big play, and that's going to be a big factor tonight. This year, this defense is averaging giving up 4.4 yards a play in 2019, and you say, well, is that good or not? And 4.4 yards a play is phenomenal. If you look in NCAA football right now, Wisconsin, the number 1 team in the nation on giving up 2.9 yards per play. So that kind of gives you an idea of where college teams rank in terms of how many yards per play they give up. Oklahoma, the number 1 offense in the nation in college football, they are averaging 9 yards a play. So when you hold teams to 4.4 yards a play, that means you're not giving up big plays, and I think that's going to be a huge key tonight in this ball game for the Eagles. The big play guy for Oak Grove is their tailback Otis Moore, who's very fast, and he is capable of breaking it at any time. On offense, and I alluded to this a while ago, we've got to be able to run the football. We're averaging 240 yards a ball game run the football without Hunter Herring out there, who's been a key to our rushing attack. Has 9 rushing TDs on the season. Well, it's going to fall mainly to Will Fitzhugh, who's averaging 11 yards a carry, 78 yards a game, and I think he's going to have to be the center of that rushing attack tonight. And Oak Grove's got a couple of run stoppers in the middle. And number 90, Keenan Caldwell, 6'3", 335-pound University of Kansas commit. And then also Bert Hale, who's 6'3", 340 pounds, who's a Louisiana Tech commit. Those 2 guys are playing defensive tackles, so they make it tough on you to run the football against them. And the last thing we've talked about it, Coach Fitzhugh talked about it, is that on defense, we have to keep creating turnovers. So far on the year, we've created 20 turnovers on defense. On offense, we got to keep protecting the football. Only 4 turnovers on the year for this offense, which is a phenomenal stat. And those 2 things combined make us plus 16 on the year in turnover margin, and that is an incredible stat. And if you go out here tonight, make Oak Grove turn the football over, and you protect the football, well, that's a recipe for victory.
All right, well, let's go down to the field and check in with Coach Sonny Vadrine with tonight's coin toss. Coach, take it away.
Got you, guys.
Hey, y'all got any questions about anything? No questions, right? Hey, we're glad to be here tonight looking for a great ball game from both you teams, okay? You're the leaders of your team out here. We expect you to take hold of your team and keep them under control, okay? We want white talking to white. We want green talking to green. Is there any questions about that? Okay. You're our visitor. You're going to call the toss. Mm-hmm. That's a tail, and that's a head.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's your call?
Tails.
Did you hear what he called? Tails. Okay. It is heads. You've won the toss. Okay. You want the ball.
Defer. We won the toss, so we get to defer. We'll take the ball. We'll be kicking off to start the game, guys.
All right, you ready to go, Coach?
Oh, look, dude. You don't even need to ask me that. I wish I was out here doing something besides this right now. But anyway, it's going to be fun. I'm ready for it, that's for sure. Right. I love this green, this gold, and this team, and playing these black and white jerseys on the other side. That's the greatest thing you can do right now.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Sonny Vadrine with the Marion State Bank Sideline Report. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem and invocation. When we come back, we're going to kick this football game off. You're listening to Ouachita Christian Eagle Football on 92.3 the Wolf.
And then following the prayer, we'll have the national anthem. If you would pray with
We're
me.
gonna need like prayer in the national. We've seen Sam Harrell out there as well. Christopher doing a little bit better job getting the ball deep.
Yeah, just got to keep it in the field of play, right? So the only time I think he's struggled is just sometimes he gets it off the side of his foot and kicks the ball out of bounds. So just got to keep kicking it deep, but keep it inside the out of bounds lines so that we don't get a penalty, right?
Number 3, Kelvin Holloway. And number 15, Otis Moore, deep for the Tigers. Holyfield tees it up at the 40-yard line, and we're getting ready to get underway. High kick, not very long, going to be fielded down around the 20-yard line. Fielded cleanly, that's Moore. Moore is going to get hit, but he's going to bounce off of one Eagle tackler and be run out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. Gain of 1 yard on the return, and that's going to bring up first down and 10 for the Tigers at their own 22-yard line.
Boy, and right away you see the intensity of this ball game as Cade Woods looked like he was shot out of a cannon coming down the field. He did not make the tackle, but he completely turned Moore around after he caught the football. And the Eagles with a great stop on inside the 22-yard line as well. Oak Grove will set up.
First down and 10 Tigers. Ball at their own 22. Quarterback for the Tigers is number 9, Braden Sullivan. Sullivan, a senior quarterback, is going to go under center. An I backfield behind him. Turns, and he's going to give this one to the deep back, and that's Otis Moore. Moore's going to pick up good yardage for the Tigers. Good push that time up front, as looks like he's going to gain 7. Saul brings up 2nd down and 3. Tigers immediately to the line. An eye backfield again. One receiver split wide to the right. Eagles with a little penetration this time. They stack Moore up at the line. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Donnie's going to give him a yard. It's going to bring up a big 3rd down penalty here for the Tigers, or 3rd down here for the Tigers. 3rd down and, well, let's call it a long 2, short 3. Ball is at the 30-yard line.
And Oak Grove doing something we hadn't seen Oak Grove do a lot of in the past, and that's go fast. And so in between those first 2 plays, they went no huddle, got to the line of scrimmage as fast as they could. The Eagles did a good job of making a tackle for no gain on that play.
3rd down and 3 for the Tigers. Sullivan under center. He's going to turn, hands this one to the fullback. The Eagles stack him up, but he is going to break through with a big push, and that's going to be a nice gain on the play, as that's number 2, Ron Creighton. And Creighton's going to pick up 9 yards on the play. Got an Eagle shaken up on the play as he comes to the sideline. Actually looks like Aiden Ham. He's going to have to sit out for a play at least. 1st down and 10 for Oak Grove. Initial drive of the contest. Tigers traveling from left to right on your radio dial. 1st down and 10 at their own 39. Sullivan goes under center. Splits his tailback out wide. They're going to go right up the middle again. This time number 2, Creighton, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Donnie gives him a yard. It's going to be 2nd down and 9 for the Tigers at the 41-yard line, their own 41.
And Oak Grove's offense looks exactly the same as what we saw at Sterlington and what we saw at Cedar Creek, where they line the fullback up just behind the quarterback, almost touching the quarterback with his helmet, and then the tailback is very, very deep. They like to run that fullback dive, as you've seen them do it twice already tonight, and the Eagles with a good stop there. For a gain of about 2 yards, it looked like.
2nd down and 8. Tigers at their own 41. They're going to turn and hand this one to the deep back in the eye. He's going to make 2 Eagle defenders miss. Now he's going to be hemmed up, but it looks like he's going to have enough for a 1st down. Saw really good penetration that time in the backfield, but just unable to make the tackle. Gain of 8 yards, and it looks like it's going to be enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, missed tackles on that play there. Also, when they had the 3rd down push short a few plays back, we had him stopped in the backfield. Michal came through and hit the fullback. He kept his legs turning and spun away to get the 1st down. That time, I'm not sure who both guys were. I do know that number 30 for the Eagles, Julian Stevenson, was back there and had a chance to make a play on it. He couldn't come up with a tackle, and as a result, you saw a nice run by number 15, Otis Moore. As you can see, those Oak Grove backs are running hard right now, and the Eagles got to wrap up and hang on to those tackles and those opportunities that they get, especially those ones when you hit them in the backfield.
Well, they're going to measure this one for a 1st down. It looked to me like he pretty much had it from here, but they do measure it and confirm it's going to be 1st down and 10 for Oak Grove. First drive for the Tigers. 9 minutes and 36 seconds left to play here in the 1st quarter. No score here at Eagle Stadium. Tigers have the ball 1st down and 10 at their own 49-yard line. An eye backfield is going to line up behind senior quarterback Braden Sullivan. Number 2 tonight, Ron Creighton at the fullback position. Number 15, Otis Moore, has been the tailback so far tonight. Sullivan under center. And no indication. We got a stoppage of play. Not really sure why, but I don't see a penalty marker on the field, but it looks like they're going to get the Eagles for encroachment?
I guess it was encroachment. I don't know if they were just lined up in the neutral zone or what, but I didn't see anybody really jump.
Boy, big penalty with the type of offense the Tigers are running. 1st down and 5 now. Ball at the Eagle 41-yard line. Sullivan under center with an eye backfield behind him. Turns, hands this one to the fullback. The Eagles do a nice job of hemming him up for a minimal gain, a gain of 2 yards, but that penalty now makes it 3rd and short. 3rd and, let's call it 3rd and 3 at the Eagle, 3rd and 2 at the Eagle 44-yard line. Yeah,
real good push so far by the Eagle defensive line. Really the only thing that they've done effectively, that's Oak Grove, is run the counter play tonight. So far, they've been their 2 big gains. Eagles have done a pretty good job of bottling up the fullback and getting some penetration, which is a good sign. I didn't see a lot of that in last year's game, and so far tonight looks like our defensive line is holding up against their offensive line.
Well, it's going to be 2nd down for the Tigers. They're going to run the toss sweep to number 15. Going to be a huge stop. Otis Moore is going to be hemmed up and dropped. Going to be a loss on the play of 4 yards. And here's your big third down play here with the Tigers in Eagle territory, but that's a big loss as it's going to be 3rd down and 8, 3rd and 7, and they'll spot this football at the Eagle 47-yard line. Big 3rd down.
Oak Grove went unbalanced line that time and ran the toss sweep to the strong side, and I thought we didn't shift to it, but Mishaw with a great play on the outside, he just beats his man and gets into the backfield and hits Otis Moore. One thing to keep in mind with Oak Grove is different quarterback this year, number 9, Braden Sullivan. He can really throw the football, very accurate, so it's an Oak Grove team that can beat you through the air too.
Sullivan's going to throw his first pass of the night, rolls out, got running room, throws a pass. It's going to be complete to number 3 for the Tigers. He's going to have more than enough for a first down as Sullivan's first pass of the night is complete, and that's going to be 1st down and 10 for Oak Grove in Eagle territory at the Eagle 35-yard line.
Yeah, very accurate passer, David. Last year's quarterback for Oak Grove was very fast, and he made a lot of those big plays. And so this is a different type of quarterback. But, again, he's a left-handed quarterback, but he's watched him in warm-up. I've seen him play in JV, and he is extremely accurate with the football. And you saw it right there as they made a big 3rd down conversion for the 1st down.
1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Eagle 35. They go with the fullback. That's Creighton. Creighton's got running room. He's going to be, oh, man, what a trip tackle that time. What a great job. Can't really make out who that was. Looks like number 2 for the Eagles. Saw maybe Walker Morris got his hand out and was able to trip, trip Creighton. If not, he was going to score. Tigers to the line, a gain of 18 yards on the play. Again, they go with Creighton. Again, they go up the middle of the field. Creighton struggling for yardage, and he pushes the pile down to the 10-yard line. And it should bring up, let's call it 2nd down and 5. Gain of, let's call it 6 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 4 at the Eagle 10.
Yeah, and as good as OCS had done in stopping that fullback dive, all of a sudden you see Creighton bust a couple of runs, actually a big run, and you're right, it was a touchdown saving tackle by Walker Morris, and then on 1st down, picks up about 8 yards on fullback dive.
2nd down, call it 3 for the Tigers at the 10. Again, they go with the fullback. This time it's going to be number 31 for the Tigers. That's Dalton Allen. Allen seen a lot of duty for the Tigers, but apparently coming back from an injury, picks up 3 yards. Going to be 3rd and 1 here for the Tigers at the Eagle 8-yard line.
That's right. He was the Oak Grove starting fullback, and he's been out with an injury, and that's why Creighton's been getting time.
Again, they go with the fullback up the middle of the field, and now he needed a yard for the 1st down. He's going to get it. Picked up 3 yards. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Tigers at the Eagle 5-yard line. No score here at Eagle Stadium. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in the 1st quarter. Eagles bring in some bigger bodies for the goal line here.
What a long drive right now for Oak Grove as they've taken up almost half of the 1st quarter on this drive, which has been about 75 yards so far to this point.
1st and goal for Oak Grove. An eye backfield behind Sullivan. Turns, going to give this one to the tailback. He's got some blockers, makes an Eagle defender miss, and he's going to go in almost untouched as he broke one tackle again. Saw good penetration by the Eagles, but just unable to make the stop, and that's touchdown Tigers.
Yeah, Oak Grove ran that counter play about 3 or 4 times coming down the field where it looks like the tailback is going to go to the left, and then he makes a step and goes back to the right, and they pull a guard and tackle typically and kick out on the Eagles. Just no linebacker help that time as he was untouched in the end zone, as you mentioned, and so going to have to make some adjustments if we're going to stop Oak Grove tonight because they just ran the ball down our throat on that drive.
Number 46, James Clack, on to attempt the extra point for the Tigers. Gets a good snap and a good hold, and it looks like Clack's kick is good. So the Oak Grove Tigers are going to take a 7-0 lead here over the Ouachita Christian Eagles. Let's take a moment to go down to the sideline, check in with Ouachita Christian defensive coordinator and the Marion State Bank sideline report, Coach Sonny Vadrine.
Job of tackling on that whole series right there by us, and they ran the counter pass one time. We were not ready for it. And we just got to do a better job of tackling, get more penetration on the defensive front. We had a couple penetration plays that we did good on, but we didn't make the tackle. So we just got to do a lot better job of tackling and just get after it more. That's all we got to do right now. Right now, the offense has got to come back and respond to the same thing and try to drive it down the field and get us a score and get us back in it.
All right, thanks a lot. Coach Sonny Vadrine with the Marion State Bank sideline report. 6 minutes and 13 seconds left to play in the first quarter. The Oak Grove Tigers lead this game 7-0. Their initial possession started off at their own 22-yard line. Saw you touched on it. They ate up a lot of time and a lot of yards when they put 7 on the board.
That's right, 78-yard drive that time, which took almost 6 minutes off the clock, half the first quarter. That's the old school Oak Grove right there, throwing only one pass on that drive, and everything else was just nothing fancy, just running it down your throat.
Clack tees it up at the 40-yard line. Deep for the Eagles, Fitzhugh and Eckstein. It's going to be a short kick. Will's going to come up to field it and does. Catches it about the 20-yard line. Got some running room. Got a wall of blockers in front of him. Still on his feet, tripped up. Maybe a touchdown saving tackle that time by number 7, Deuce Clement. But Will with a nice job on the return. A real good pickup. The Eagles, it looks like they'll set up shop at about the 44-yard line to start this drive.
Yeah, and it was a nice tackle. It was a shoestring tackle that time. I'm not sure if he'd have scored, but he'd have definitely got it in Oak Grove territory if he hadn't tackled him by the ankles right there. But still a great return, and Eagles in excellent field position to start their opening offensive drive.
Gain of 24 yards on the return. Freshman quarterback Landon Graves gets the start tonight. And it looks like we're going to have a penalty before the ball is snapped. I don't see the marker on the field, but now we're going to get it's going to be encroachment against the Tigers. So we got hit for 5 on an encroachment. They get hit for 5 on an encroachment, and the Eagles are going to start this drive 1st and 5 rather than 1st and 10.
And it was the official on their sideline that called it on them, and the official on our sideline called it on us. So it's not the same person. And basically it's just somebody lining up in the neutral zone, and they throw the flag quick.
Freshman Landon Graves gets a snap. He's going to lose a handle on the football. Almost gave it to the Tigers immediately. Not really sure what happened on that. Looked like a good snap, just lost the handle. And the 5 that we picked up on first, we're going to give them back, and we're actually going to give them a bonus yard. So now we're going to be looking at 2nd and 11 as they spot this ball at the Eagle 41.
Yeah, I don't think it was a read that time. I think that was a design run by Graves, and he just a little bit of nerves, I think, that time as he dropped the football. Maybe hit Fitzhugh on the side, and that may have been what caused it. But one of those kind of things that he's probably run that a 1,000 times, and that may be the first time he's dropped one.
2nd and 11 for the Eagles. Gets a good snap. Looks to throw. He's going to squeeze this one in. He does. It's going to be complete. A well-thrown football that time. Complete to number 3, Tristan Wiley. And we've got a penalty marker way behind the line.
It's going to be roughing the passer.
It is going to be a personal foul penalty. A gain of 14 yards. Tack on 15 for a roughing the passer call. Well-thrown football that time by the freshman Saul as he squeezed it in there and took a huge shot after the fact.
And we talked about the Eagles aren't going to change their game plan with a freshman quarterback in there. And there you see it right there. Coach Drew the Dream dials up a pass. And I don't think there's anything better to get those nerves settled down a little bit. As a quarterback, that's really what you want to do is throw the football. You're always in your mind is, can I throw the football against these guys, and can I do it in varsity action? And he does it right there. Throws a strike to Tristan Wiley on a slant route. A nice catch by Wiley for the first down.
1st down and 10 for the Eagles. Ball at the Tiger 30-yard line. Graves in the shotgun. Going to run the option. It's going to be a real short pitch out here to Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh's going to have to make a big play to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's what he's going to do, get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles. And saw just not much of a mesh point, not much of an option relationship that time, as it looked like Graves just kind of forced to pitch it there, and Will did good to get back to the line.
And for good reason that time. And there you saw Keenan Caldwell, number 90. That's the commit to Kansas, and he just gets so much penetration. He pushes Graves back. He couldn't get inside, and so as a result, he's real close to Fitzhugh when he makes the pitch.
2nd 10, turns, hands this one to Will. Will is stoned at the line of scrimmage. Absolutely no push, and you see a couple of those big defensive linemen that time, as it looks like it's going to be tough sledding inside.
Yeah, when you got 2 guys that are about 350 pounds inside and they're college recruits, it's hard to move those guys. No matter how hard you push, they're just bigger than you are. So you've got to take some angles. You got to do some things to counteract their aggressiveness. And that time we just try to run it inside on just a zone blocking play. And this, again, just too much penetration by them.
Loss of a yard, 3rd and 11. Ball at the Tiger 31. Initial drive for the Eagles. Freshman quarterback Landon Graves gets a snap. He's going to roll. He's going to feel some pressure, tries to unload this one, and he's just going to throw it incomplete. And it's going to bring up 4th down at the 31-yard line. We've seen Harold kick from here before, Saw it. Definitely not in, well, maybe field goal range, but definitely looks like the Eagles, the Eagle offense is staying on the field.
Yeah, just again, way too much penetration. Graves tries to roll out to his right, and the outside linebacker that time, who you've got to cut that guy or turn him inside to give Graves a chance to get outside, and there was just nothing there. It forced him backwards, and he was throwing off his back foot, just didn't have enough arm strength to get it down the field.
4th and 11 for the Eagles. Graves in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. And now we got a penalty marker, and it looks like they're going to catch number 78 in the neutral zone, Saul.
Definitely.
He lined up well past the football, and that's going to be a bonus 5 yards there. As the Eagles now are going to be looking at 4th down and, well, let's call it 6. Ball at the Tiger 26-yard line. 2 receivers split wide to the left, 2 to the right. Lone running back with Graves in the backfield is Dugan. Gets a good snap from center, and now he has a little time to throw. Puts his arm into it. He's got a man. It's caught. Complete. Eli Eckstein pulls it in at the 10-yard line. And this freshman quarterback, Saul, decided to come to play tonight.
Yeah, first of all, some good protection up front. Graves had plenty of time to stand in there and got a little bit of penetration in, but just throws a strike, as you mentioned, on a dig route to Eli Eckstein. Perfectly thrown ball. Oak Grove chose to play some zone coverage that time, which actually makes it a little bit more difficult on a quarterback because you got to read and go to the right receiver, and he did a perfect job of finding the receiver, Eckstein, and as you mentioned, put it right on the money.
Graves in the shotgun, sends Eckstein in motion. Now back across the formation. Graves is going to keep this one himself. He's got some blockers, but tough running inside against a big Oak Grove front. So he's going to pick up a yard on first down. Going to be 2nd down and goal from the 9.
Yeah, and I talked about how we got to be able to run the football, David, and so far it's been tough inside running that ball. And it may be, after seeing a couple of throws from Graves, it may be the key to this ball game is we got to be able to throw the football at least early, and Graves has done a good job so far.
2nd down and goal for the Eagles. Of course, they picked up the first down at the 10-yard line, so the longest possible route to the goal line here. 2nd down and goal at the 9. Graves gets a snap, gives this one to Fitzhugh, and Fitzhugh is going to be hit as soon as he gets the football. Again, saw that Oak Grove defensive front is making it tough. Number 90, a big guy. Number 99, a big guy, but that time saw it look like number 79 coming across the pile for a big play. Yeah. 78 actually.
And he's about 240, 250 pounds, so he looks like a midget out there compared to the other 2 guys, but he can play as well, and he's quick, and it's tough inside. I mean, and you just got to get some leverage on those guys and just move your feet and just can't let them get penetration.
3rd down and goal at the 9. Graves in the shotgun. He's going to roll out. Got a little time this time, unloads it quick, and Eckstein's going to get hit as soon as he caught the football. Big pop that time out in the flat. It's going to be a loss of 2 yards. So now you're going to be looking at 4th down at the 11-yard line. OCS offense still on the field.
Yeah, just trying to get it to Eckstein in the flat that time, and that was not a good throw as he threw it behind Eckstein, and as a result, it made it an easy tackle for the safety. If he throws it in front of him, then Eckstein might have a chance to get away from him, but that time Eckstein paid for that one as it really took a big shot as the ball was behind him.
Going to run a reverse, going to run a pass, got a man downfield. Touchdown! Touchdown, Ouachita Christian! It looks like Eckstein was the one that threw that one, Saul. Couldn't make it out on the backside, but it's going to go for, let's call it 11 yards and a touchdown for the Eagles.
And I think that was Mathern that caught the touchdown pass. I couldn't, maybe it was 88 Strickland that caught it, but basically they ran a reverse to Eckstein, and Eckstein got a little pressure on him, and he was able to throw the ball down the field for a touchdown. And actually it was number 5, Landon Graves, who caught the touchdown.
Now snap, good hold. A lot of pressure on this extra point, but Harrell gets it up and through as the Eagles are going to tie this football game 7-7. Boy, you got to get – sometimes you just got to go – you got to get creative. So I didn't know how that was going to work out. But a well-thrown pass, and Graves was wide open in the end zone.
Yeah, and a great drive by the Eagles that time as they answer that Oak Grove touchdown with a drive of their own. And, just some great play, great throws by Graves that time, and an excellent catch. It looked like when Eckstein threw it that he wasn't going to be able to get to it, but Graves shows you what kind of speed he has, and he's able to get to the back of the end zone and make that catch for a touchdown. And I'm telling you what, those guys up front for Oak Grove, they are going to make it very, very difficult for us to run the football. You saw it on the extra point right there. There was about 3 of them that just mauled us and got to the backfield and almost blocked the extra point. So good job by Harrell of getting that football up in the air and tying this football game at 7.
Minute and 34 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. I want to take an opportunity to recognize the Darren Dugan Agency. The first quarter Ouachita Christian football sponsored by American National. Darren Dugan Agency for all your home, auto, life, and business insurance needs. Call Darren Dugan at 318-807-2100. That's 318-807-2100. Holyfield gets his leg into this one. This is going to be a driving kick, going to be fielded cleanly at the 5-yard line. The Eagles with good coverage downfield so far, and they're going to hem up, well, that's actually Otis Moore on the return. Moore's going to get dropped at, well, let's call it looks like the 18-yard line, a gain of 11 yards on the return.
But another great job that time by the Eagle coverage unit, led again by number 9, Cade Woods. I believe Julian Stevenson maybe been the one that made the block. And those two guys are in a race like they're in the Olympic 100-meter dash, trying to see who can beat each other down the field. And just a great job by kicking by Christopher Holyfield. And, again, excellent coverage by the Eagle kicking team.
Number 9, Braden Sullivan, senior quarterback, under center for the Tigers. Turns, hands this one to Moore, deep in the eye. The Eagles again with penetration in the backfield, but can't come up with a stop, as that's going to be a big gain, or a nice gain on the play, gain of 4 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 6.
So the Oak Grove touchdown drive went for 6 minutes and 13 seconds. The Eagle touchdown drive goes in 1 minute and 34 seconds. Eli Eckstein passed to Landon Graves to tie this game at 7 apiece after the extra point.
2nd down, 6 for the Tigers. Sullivan goes under center. Fakes this one. He looks to throw, and he's going to be sacked. No, he's not. Somehow, some way, he eludes it, loads up, and Saul was going to be sacked for a loss, but he never made it back to, I don't think that made it back to the line of
there was
scrimmage.
a receiver there. Otis Moore was right there. It was an unbelievable play by the quarterback, and you see what kind of arm he has that time as he was falling backwards, and he threw it right at Moore. It just went over his head, so you can't call intentional grounding on that. And that's, again, another missed tackle as we had him sacked in the backfield. Cade Woods didn't bite on the fake. It was going to be a counter pass, and Cade Woods had him dead to right and just let him get away. And he makes a nice throw to the sideline to a receiver that not sure if he saw him out there, but he was there when he threw the football.
3rd and 7. Big play for the Tigers. Again, they look to throw. Sullivan's going to load up, and I don't know. It looks like we do have a penalty marker on the play. It's going to be a false start against the Tigers. Boy, Saul, you mentioned it. Here's where it comes down to, these 3rd down and long plays against a team like the Tigers. But Sullivan adds a wrinkle to Oak Grove, as usually the Tigers not really capable of throwing the ball real well. But this guy's got a live arm.
He's definitely a quarterback. It reminds me a lot of Ridge Heiser that played at Mangum about 6 or 7 years ago. Left-handed kid as well. Just a gamer. He's got a very good arm and very accurate as well.
3rd and 11 for the Tigers. They're going to go with the ball on the ground. They got all kinds of running room. Moore's going to break at least a couple of tackles before he stopped. Plenty of running room in the middle of the field that time for Otis Moore, as he's going to needed 12, picked up 18 yards on 3rd down. That
play was a little bit reminiscent of the Sterlington game, as we saw many episodes or many times in that ball game where it was 3rd and long, and Oak Grove, Sterlington ran a ball for a 1st down when they had over 10 yards to go, and there you see it right there, an obvious passing situation, and Sterlington runs just a counter play, just a basic run play that nobody ever runs on 3rd and 11, and they pick up an easy 1st down.
1st down and 10 for the Tigers. They go with a big fullback this time. The Eagle defense is there. Pretty minimal gain. Let's call it 3 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 with the ball at the at the Tiger 39-yard line.
Yeah, one bit of good news for the Eagles is that number 23, Aiden Ham, is back in the ball game. Looked like may have been an ankle sprain that he had, and got that thing taped up on the sideline, and he's back in there playing now.
2nd down, 7 for the Tigers. Ball at the Tiger 39. Again, this time they go with a deep back. That's going to be Deuce Clement. And Clement's going to pick up, it looks like he's going to be close to another Tiger 1st down. Gain of 7 on the play, needed 7, and it's going to be 1st down Oak Grove as Clement comes in for Otis Moore, and that is going to bring an end to the 1st quarter of play here at Fitzhugh Field at Eagle Stadium. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Ouachita Christian Eagle football on 92.3 The Wolf. Field, 7-7. Start of the second quarter. Sullivan goes under center with an eye backfield behind him. Going to turn, hands this one to number 7. That's Clement. Clement with all kinds of running room, breaking tackles and continuing to carry Eagles with him as he's going to pick up a big gain on the play. 19 yards.
Yeah, Eagles struggling right now, getting some linebacker help. You know, and that's the strength of our team is those senior linebackers. And right now, they're not doing anything at the second level. And Clement that time was 10 or 15 yards down the field before he was ever touched. And Aiden Ham finally able to bring him down as Clement carried him for about 4 or 5 yards once he got hit.
Sullivan going to go under center. First down and 10 for the Tigers at the Eagle 35. Looks to throw. Man coverage out in the flat. That's going to be caught for a touchdown. Simply beat us deep. Looks like number 3, Kelvin Holloway, is going to haul that one in.
And there you see a great example of the accuracy from the Oak Grove quarterback. It's just a go route on the outside, and Julian Stevenson looked like he had pretty good coverage on it. But when the ball was in the air and he was looking at the ball, he just sort of lost his speed and didn't keep up with it. And the Oak Grove Tiger just continued to run past him and catches it easily in the end zone for the touchdown. So a good throw and catch by Oak Grove. Hard to defend a perfect throw and catch because that's what that was that time. And Stevens just got to do a little bit better job of running and staying close to the receiver as he's looking for the football.
Touchdown pass is going to cover 35 yards. Clack on to attempt the extra point, and it's good. So the Tigers are going to take the lead 14-7. Let's take a break and go down to the sideline and catch up with Coach Sonny Vadrine with a Marion State Bank sideline report. Coach, got to come back again, huh?
Well, that's all we got to do. I mean, that's all it is offense got to keep responding. And the first guy that blinks is when it's going to be behind. But right now we had a good chance of stopping them on that drive, and we just don't have anybody, what we call the zoom play when they give it to the tailback deep in the end zone, in the I formation. Somebody's got to fill the A gaps, and we not have anybody. It's like everybody running away from the L, and he comes right up the middle, and he gets to the second level before we even get a chance to hit him. So we got to make an adjustment there and get a better job on the pass coverage and do that play right there, guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Coach Sonny Vadrine with the Marion State Bank sideline report. 11 minutes and 24 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. The Oak Grove Tigers with a lead, 14-7. Clack tees this one up at the 40-yard line. Deep for the Eagles, Will Fitzhugh. Last time saw Will a shoestring tackle away from maybe taking one to the house. Clack with a real short run up, about 3 yards away from the ball. And he's going to kick a low line drive kick fielded cleanly by Will at the 15-yard line, across the 20, across the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40. Will Fitzhugh is across the 50. He's to the 40, the 30. Going to make a man miss at the 10. Still on his feet, fighting, pushing his way down inside to the 5-yard line. Best football player on the field just showed up. Great kickoff return that time out of Fitzhugh.
Fitzhugh averaging 26 yards of return on the season that time, and I still can't believe they're kicking it to him, Dave, especially after the first kick of the ball game, that he almost broke that one all the way had it not been for a shoestring tackle in that time. I mean, he was off to the races after he got past the initial sort of scrum of players right about the 35-yard line. Then Oak Grove had one guy that could stop him, and he still didn't do a very good job of it as Fitzhugh went about 20 yards with somebody hanging on his back.
Gain of 78 yards on the return. First down and goal for the Eagles, the Tigers' 6-yard line. Graves is going to call his own number, tries to get to the corner. Now he finds his way inside, and boy, he planted his outside leg, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard. Well, actually 2. Looked like there was a crease there, but he gets dropped down by that Oak Grove defense. Gain of 2 yards. It's going to be second and goal at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, good play that time by Graves, though. It shows his speed and also shows what an athlete he is as he gets on the outside, and Oak Grove is getting some penetration on the outside, and he just cuts it up and able to pick up 2 in what looked like maybe was going to be a loss on the play.
In the shotgun. Sends a man in motion. Fitzhugh goes back across the formation. Graves again calls his own number. He's going to bounce outside. Going to race to the corner. And no, they're going to rule him down.
It was close.
They're going to call him down at the 1-yard line. Boy, tough angle from here. But they're going to rule him down. So now you're going to be looking at third and goal from the 1 Timeout, Oak Grove.
Yeah, once again, you see what a great athlete he is. As that time he shows his speed to the outside, and Oak Grove had a cornerback on the outside who came up the field that stopped him from being able to beat everybody to the corner. And then again, Landon Graves plants his foot in the ground, gets upfield, and makes a little spin move, and gets down to about as close as you can get and not score, as he's on about the 1 foot line, it looks like, from here. And so good job by Landon Graves that time. Good blocking up front by the Eagles.
Big third down play here to tie this football game. 3rd and goal at the 1 foot line. 10 minutes left to play here in the first half. Eagles trail 14-7. Graves in the shotgun. 2 running backs with him in the backfield. Good snap from center. They go with Fitzhugh. Touchdown! Touchdown, Ouachita Christian. Will Fitzhugh is going to take it in from a yard out. And the Eagles are going to pull within 1 in this ball game.
And there was no penetration on that play, David. We've been talking about all these runs that Fitzhugh have made so far tonight. There's been so much penetration. He really hadn't been able to get going. That time, nobody touched him, and still nobody touched him until another Eagle defender or offensive man came up to congratulate him in the end
and that
zone.
was there. It was there. You could see it took us a little too long that time, Saul, on the approach. And there was an Oak Grove Tiger waiting for that ball to be kicked, and that's going to be blocked. And the Eagles are going to trail this game 13-14. A lot of penetration. You saw it up last time, Saul. They were able to get back there, but Harrell that time just unable to get it off, as the Tigers are going to knock that one down. 9 minutes and 47 seconds left to play here in the first half. Eagles trail the Tigers 14-13.
Yeah, good drive by the Eagles that time. Good answer, and you see what Coach Bedreen was talking about. We actually had a chance to talk to him earlier in the week when we found out that Landon Graves would be the starting quarterback, and then early tonight before the ball game, and he said that we're not going to change our offense at all with Landon Graves in the ball game. And there you saw that Landon Graves is a real weapon because they're getting so much penetration inside. He can use his speed to get to the outside, and he did it on those couple of plays to get him down to that 1 foot line, almost to score, and then Fitzhugh takes it in for the touchdown. So a great job by the Eagles. Got to figure something out on this extra point, or maybe we need to go for 2 on those extra points because there's just so much penetration inside. There's just no chance for Harold to even get the ball off.
Harrell is going to handle the kicking chores. Christopher Holyfield kicking the first 2. Harrell tees it up at the 40-yard line. This is going to be a short kick. It's going to take a bounce at the 25-yard line, and good coverage by the Eagles. Great coverage getting downfield. Looks like number 21, Bub Mathern, is going to come up with a big play on special teams, gain of 5 yards. But the Tigers have not seen the other side of the 30-yard line, Saul, on any of these on starting any of their drives.
Yeah, good job by the Eagle kickoff coverage. That time I thought number 31 for Oak Grove, Dalton Allen, made a mistake. He could have caught that football, and he just lets it go behind him, and it lands, it bounces. And a lot of times when you do that on a kickoff, you don't know what that ball is going to do when it hits the ground. And Oak Grove was fortunate there that the deep return man was able to pick it up on one hop, but a great job by Mathern of getting down the field and making a tackle for no gain.
First down and 10 for the Tigers. Ball at their own 28-yard line. They go to work on the ground, and a big play that time by the Eagle defense. Huge play up front. Loss of 4 yards on the play. Number 12, the ball carrier, Artavian Kraft, and the Eagles.
Well, Coach Madreen talked about getting some A-gap pressure, and that time we saw Mishaw. I was critical of the linebackers on the last drive, and Mishaw that time shoots that A-gap, and he tackles him 4 or 5 yards in the backfield, and Mishaw actually leads the team with tackles for loss, comes into the ball game with 8, and that'll be his number 9, his 9th tackle for loss in the season, as that leads all Eagle defenders.
Second down and 14. Sullivan goes under center. We're going to have penalty markers on the play, and now we're going to have a little pushing and shoving, and a referee reaching for his flag, but he's going to keep it in his pocket, as now we're going to have illegal procedure against the Tigers. That's going to back them up 5 more. So here we go again. Boy, deep penalties. Now you're going to be looking at 2nd and 19 for the Tigers.
And, of course, we saw a while ago Oak Grove's not scared to run the football on a long yardage situation, and they're certainly capable of throwing the football as well. So Eagles just got to do a good job this time of playing your assignments. If you're up in that front 7, then on those outside guys, you got to stay tight on those receivers and make a perfect throw to complete it.
Second down and 19. They keep it on the ground, and the Eagles respond. Great job that time. Otis Moore going to pick up a yard. So you're going to be looking at 3rd down and 18 for the Tigers. Ball at their own 20-yard line.
So that's 2 plays in a row. They've run the counter, and 2 plays in a row that they've lost some yardage. And that time that was Ethan Hogan, the other linebacker, who does a great job of getting some penetration. So maybe Coach Madreen went over and talked to him, because they're sure plugging up that A-gap, which is that gap between the center and the guard where they've been killing us. And that time the Eagle linebackers have been getting back in the backfield and making some nice plays.
3rd and 18. Sullivan under center. They're going to run the toss. There's some running room out front, and the Eagles are going to hem him up, but it's a big, big gain on the play. Is that time number 15, Otis Moore, going to be a little short of the 1st down. He gained 14, needed 18, and now that looks like the Tigers are going to punt this football.
Yeah, deep in their own territory, certainly they'll punt this football. And good job by the Eagle defense that time. You know, he's had to make 18 for the 1st down, and they didn't let him get it. Oak Grove runs a tall sweep right there, which is a little bit surprising. They blocked it well up front, but the Eagles with nice tackling in the open field to stop him short of the 1st down.
4th down and 4. Tiger punter stands at his 20-yard line. Deep for the Eagles is number 22, Will Fitzhugh. 7 minutes and 23 seconds left to play here in the 1st half. It's going to be a high punt. Will's going to signal for the fair catch, and he's going to make it now. Well, we do have a penalty marker, so we're probably going to have a roughing the punter call. And that's going to be
it's going to be a running into punter, but it'll still give them a 1st down.
They needed 4, so they'll pick it up by a yard.
Yeah, just a dumb mistake. I don't know how better to say it than that. I mean, that's Ethan Hogan, your senior linebacker, who has no business, running. I don't even think we had a block on that time. He just got some penetration, and you just can't do that. You cannot, especially in that situation when you're about to get the football back. It's a situation in the ball game where you don't need to take that chance, and unfortunately for the Eagles, that gives Oak Grove a 1st down after we had all kinds of momentum with a chance to get the football back in good field position.
5-yard penalty. They needed 4 for the 1st down, and they're going to have it. So it's going to be 1st down and 10 following the penalty for the Oak Grove Tigers. Put the ball at their own 39-yard line. 7 minutes and 17 seconds left to play here in the 1st half. Oak Grove leading the Eagles 14-13 on a missed extra or blocked extra point. Again, they're going to run that little toss inside, and this time the Eagle defense responds. Saul, you and Coach touched on it early. We are giving that A-gap all kinds of grief right now. Loss of 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 12 for the Tigers.
And that was actually Christian Gray, who came from the outside. He was playing defensive end, and nobody blocked him. And he's a fast kid. He gets back there in the backfield, and again, another tackle for loss by the Eagle defender. So nice job after what essentially was a turnover right there. You give him a 1st down on a running into the kicker, almost as bad as fumbling the football back to him as they get an extra possession.
2nd down and 12 for the Tigers. And again, we're going to have penalty markers. This one comes from the line judge, so it's going to be tough to see. And it is going to be a false start against the Tigers. So here we go again, backing the Tigers up further. Going to be looking now at, let's see, 2nd and 17 for Oak Grove. Hadn't seen the ball in the air in a while. And Sullivan has definitely proven he can throw the football. 2nd down and 12, or 2nd down and 22 for the Tigers. Sullivan goes under center with an eye backfield behind him. He's going to turn, looks to throw. Feeling some pressure, unloads this one. It's going to be complete. And run out of bounds is going to be number 31 for the Tigers, Dalton Allen. Nice job that time, Saul, closing in on the receiver. Gain of 3 yards, and now here we go again. Big 3rd down. 3rd down and 14 for the Tigers.
Yeah, and a great job that time. Open field tackle by Aiden Ham. He had great coverage on the fullback. Nice throw from the quarterback as he takes actually Landon Graves had coverage on the deep receiver, forces the underneath throw, and as soon as it's completed, great tackle by Aiden Ham to tackle him out of bounds and keep him at about a 3rd and 15, it looks like to me.
3rd down and 15 for the Tigers. Ball at their own 39-yard line. Sullivan goes under center, an eye backfield behind him. They're going to run the ball inside. Ball's on the ground, and it looked like the Eagles had a chance to come up with it. But either way, Saul, it's going to bring up 4th down and long for the Tigers, and they're going to have to punt the football. Loss of 3 yards on the play. The Tigers do maintain possession, but they're going to have to punt this football. Great job out of this Ouachita Christian Eagle defense. Great job. 2 drives in a row, Saul.
We talked about how well this Eagle defense does in turning the ball over, and that time they're not able to come up with it, but a great job of not only tackling, but also trying to strip the football. And there was a couple of Eagle defenders, wasn't sure which one actually caused the fumble, but they knocked it out of his hands, and Oak Grove fortunate right there to come up with a fumble.
Allen on the punt for the Tigers. Going to stand at his 15-yard line. The Eagles send 2 men deep. Allen gets a high punt. Not a lot of distance. I think the Eagles are going to let this one roll, and they are, and it's going to take a huge Oak Grove bounce.
Yeah, Eli Exon's got to come up and make that catch right there on the punt return, especially when you got 2 guys back there. It's an easy catch because they don't have to run very far, and Fitzhugh looked over at Exon like he was going to catch it, and for some reason Exon chose to let it bounce. But nevertheless, the running into the punter penalty that gave Oak Grove a first down really does not result in but maybe a net gain for Oak Grove of 10 yards. The Eagles are going to probably start it at about looks like the 25 or 26 yard line.
Now we're going to have a holding penalty against the Eagles. And the Eagles are going to get backed up. I'm not sure how far they'll mark this one off, but they're going to give us a holding penalty on no return. That's a huge penalty. They're going to spot this football at the Eagle 14-yard line where they'll start this drive.
Well, and give Oak Grove's punter credit. I think the punter for Oak Grove is number 31, Dalton Allen, and he's had 2 punts, and he's really put a lot of hang time on it, not giving the Eagle return men a chance to get anything positive on the return.
Graves is going to turn, hands this ball off to Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh with a nice run. Going to pick up 3 yards on the play, sets up 2nd down and 7. Just kind of a basic handoff sweep as they try the left side of the Tiger defense. Pick up 3 yards, 2nd down and 7. Ball at the Eagle 12-yard line.
And you see the Eagles kind of changing their offensive philosophy in terms of the running game. They tried to go inside a few times, but there's just so much penetration. It's so hard to move those big guys inside off that line. You see them running more of an outside run game, and that time Fitzhugh able to pick up a few yards.
2nd down and 7. Ball at the 17-yard line. Graves going to turn, hands this one to Fitzhugh. Boy, it's a lot of bodies inside, so Fitzhugh may have made it back to the line of scrimmage. And they're going to give him forward progress back to the line. So now you're looking at 3rd and 7 for the Eagles. Tough sledding inside.
Yeah, just no push on those guys. I mean, they're just too big to move, and it makes it tough. You have to just change how you call the football game. And the Eagles have done a good job of it so far tonight. Going to bring up another 3rd and long, and a little bit different 3rd and long situation this time as we're deep in our own territory as opposed to being in Oak Grove territory on the 3rd and longs that Landon Graves has faced early in this ball game.
3rd down and 7. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Looks like Dugan in the backfield. Graves is going to unload this one. It's going to be incomplete. Looked like he was looking for, looks like Tristan Wiley, and that's just going to be incomplete. And the Eagles are going to have to punt this football from deep in their own territory.
Yeah, and that time nobody laid a hand on Keenan Caldwell, number 90. I don't know how you run a pass play and not block him, but he was not accounted for that time, and he came free, and as a result, Landon Graves not able to set his feet, and probably shouldn't have thrown that football where he did, as it was very close to an interception by Oak Grove. Unfortunately for the Eagles, it brings up a punting situation, again, deep in our own territory.
Graves handles the punting chores for the Eagles. Has done a real good job of it so far this year and gets another nice one off. It's going to hit at the 50-yard line and take an Eagle roll. Now it's going to roll inside the Tiger 40, where it'll come to rest with no return at the Oak Grove 37-yard line. Nice punt that time by the punter, defensive back, and starting quarterback tonight, Landon Graves, as that punt covers 46 yards, no return.
Boy, one of his better punts of the year. Actually, his long punt of the year was 51 yards, but that one couldn't have come at a better time as you're deep in your own territory. And you think about how many times the last couple of years we've struggled on really just even getting a punt off. Nevertheless, getting a punt with some positive yardage, and then when you add 47 yards on a punt out of your own territory and back Oak Grove up to their 37-yard line, that's a great play by the special teams, which have played well in all phases tonight for the Eagles.
2:53 left to play in the half. Eagles trail 14-13. The Tigers go right up the middle, pick up a pretty minimal gain on the play that time. Number 2, Ron Creighton, the carrier, the fullback in the I formation, picks up 3 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 7 for Oak Grove.
Yeah, one thing that's worth pointing out here, if Oak Grove continues to kind of methodically try to run this football, is the Eagles do get the football to start the second half, so it's not so critical to get your hands back on it here before the end of the half. Just got to keep Oak Grove out of the end zone.
Second down and 7. The Tigers try the middle of the field. That Eagle defense stiffens up again. Tough sledding inside for the Tigers, but this is the down and distance that they like in this offense, Saul, as they pick up 3 yards on the play. So now you're going to be looking at 3rd and 3.
And I think you'll see if the Eagles stop them here for the first down, I think you'll see us use a timeout. So we've got 3 left, and so get a chance to get that football back if you're able to stop them right here.
2 minutes and 10 seconds. Well, actually now inside of 2 minutes. Left to play here in the first half. Sullivan going to go under center. Looked like he lost a handle on the ball. Picked up 2 yards, needed 3. So now you're going to be looking at 4th down and, well, less than a yard. Really more like 4th and half a yard for the Tigers. 1:44. Clock continues to run here in the second quarter. And it looks like the Tigers are going to elect to punt the football. Saul, if I had a what is commonly referred to as a punt-safe team, I would have them on the field right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Oak Grove maybe going to talk about this and decide maybe not to punt the football here.
No timeouts been called. Looks like they're drifting their offense back onto the field. 10 seconds left on the play clock, though. They are going to have to burn a timeout, or they'll take a penalty here. It looks like he's going to let it burn down. So we got a timeout on the field with 1:10 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. The second quarter Ouachita Christian football is sponsored by D&H Sporting Goods. Visit the D&H Sporting Goods location in Sterlington for all your Ouachita Christian Eagle gear. Saul, I've seen you several times around town sporting some of your nice-looking OCS gear. Picked up at D&H. I happen to have a very nice pullover that I'm not wearing tonight that I purchased at D&H, but they do have a great selection of really good-looking Ouachita Christian gear.
That's right. Just about anything that you can think of, they've got in there with OCS's emblem on it. A lot of vintage OCS gear is what they call it, so plenty to choose from at D&H. And, Dave, it's a big play in the ball game right here. As I'm interested to see what Oak Grove is going to do, because if you go for it here and you don't make it, well, then you give the Eagles, which can be an explosive offense, the ball in the Oak Grove territory with 1.5 minutes left to go, with a chance to come down here and get some points before the end of the half. So interesting to see what Oak Grove decides to do right here.
4th down and less than a yard. It's 4th and a half a yard.
They're going to go for it.
1:10 seconds left to play here in the first half. The Tigers keep their offense on the field. Don't know if they'll try to draw the Eagles off sides, but either way, the Eagles are digging in deep. Sullivan is going to go under center. An eye backfield behind him. And looks like he's just going to try and draw him off, Saul. And now they're going to burn another timeout, and it looks like the Tigers are going to punt this football as they send the punt team on.
Yeah, I think that's the right call, because if you notice, the last couple of drives, the Eagles have got a tremendous amount of penetration. And so you run the risk, if you're Oak Grove, of giving the Eagles the ball inside the Oak Grove territory with a chance to score. And so now the Eagles can get the ball back with a freshman quarterback. Let's just say we get it in our 20-yard line. And it'd be interesting to see how we decide to do here, especially knowing that we're going to get the football back to start the second half, and probably would be pretty conservative. And I think Coach Gregory knows that as well, and that's probably what's going into his decision right now to punt this football.
Well, I'll throw another one at you. They punt the football, and Will Fitzhugh catches it. What happens then? Who knows?
Well, and so far tonight, they've done a great job of punting it so high that he hadn't had a chance to return anything. And so they're going to send Fitzhugh back by himself right here, as Eagles going to elect to play a punt safe here and make sure that Oak Grove doesn't try to run a fake.
Dalton Allen is going to stand at his 30-yard line to punt the football. Will Fitzhugh deep for the Eagles at his 25. It's a good snap from center, and Allen is going to punt it. And again, Allen with a huge punt. A lot of height on it, fielded cleanly by Will. He signals for the fair catch. So, Saul, you're going to have a minute, essentially, 1 minute and 3 seconds with the ball.
And 3 timeouts. So that's an eternity for an Eagle offense to take this football down the field. And if I'm Coach Fitzhugh, I'm telling Coach Vadrine right here, let's go down and score this ball with 1 minute left to go in the half and 3 timeouts. That gives us plenty of time to put some points on the board.
Get in field goal range. It's possible. Got a field goal kicker these days. Of course, with the penetration we've been seeing, who knows? Graves is going to line up. 1st down and 10 for the Eagles at his own 24-yard line. Minute left to play here in the first half. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Graves is going to send a man in motion across the formation. That's Fitzhugh. Good snap from center, and he looks to throw. Sets his feet. Going to put some air into this one. It's going to be caught. Tristan Wiley's going to pull it in at midfield. It's going to be a first down. Huge gain on the play of 27 yards.
Well, the Eagles fortunate right there. They didn't call Wiley for offensive pass interference.
Got a little hand out there.
He stuck his hand out. I'm not sure if he made contact with it, but it was sure enough to warrant a flag had they chosen to throw it.
Graves in the shotgun again. This time he's going to feel pressure. He's going to have to unload this one, and a smart job that time out of the freshman quarterback Saul as he felt the pressure, didn't see anybody, and man, what a mature decision that time out of a freshman to just unload it. Clock will stop. Reset, second down and 10 with the ball at the Tiger 49-yard line.
And I think he may have been wanting to go to Dugan just on a little swing route, and he, as you mentioned, smart play by him as Dugan was covered, and that could have been disaster if he tried to throw it to him. And good job by getting away from the defenders and having enough arm strength to get it past the line of scrimmage in the vicinity of an Eagle receiver.
Second down and 10 for the Eagles, ball at the Tiger 49. Graves in the shotgun. They're going to run this one on the ground. It's going to be Dugan. He's going to try to get to the sideline. Now he's got the edge, and Dugan's going to be run out of bounds, but a nice gain on the play, and he's going to be run out. Clock will stop with 34 seconds left to play. Gain of 7 yards on the play, so you're going to be looking at third down and 3.
Yeah, the Eagles try to run just a little trap play underneath that time, and again, there was just so much penetration. You just got Eagle offensive linemen getting blown off the ball in the backfield and nowhere for Dugan to go, and he just used his speed that time to get around the corner and get the ball to the sideline and stop the clock.
34 seconds left to play here in the first half. Graves in the shotgun. Third down and 3, ball at the Tiger 42-yard line. Good snap from center. Graves is going to call his own number, and he's going to have some running room. Stays on his feet. He's across the 40 before he's hit and dropped. Clock will stop as they reset the chains with 27 seconds left to play here in the first half. Gain of 11. And that's enough for a community pharmacy first down. As Graves is going to kill that one.
And the Eagles still with 3 timeouts left, David, so plenty of time to do whatever you want to do. And on that play where we made the first down, the Eagles were very fortunate. They went with a hard count to try to get Oak Grove to jump. Dylan Dugan in the backfield jumped forward, and they didn't call him for illegal procedure. The Oak Grove coaches were going crazy on their sideline, but Eagles fortunate here a couple of times on this drive to not get a penalty, and we'll take it.
Second down and 10 for the Eagles. 23 seconds left to play here in the first half. Ball at the Tiger 30-yard line. Graves with a good snap, throws this one out in the flat. That's Dugan. Dugan's across the 30, across the 25, still moving the pile. Now he's going to get tackled, and we do have a timeout taken by the Eagles with 14 seconds left to play. A gain of 8 yards, but you're going to be looking at third down and 2 as they'll spot this at the Tiger 24-yard line.
Boy, and a great job by Dugan that time as they ran a little swing pass to him. And what I liked about what he did there is as soon as his hands touched that football, looked like he was shot out of a cannon getting up the field. And as a result, he's able to pick up 7 or 8 yards. And really now, inside the 25-yard line, this is a chance where you got a couple of plays to throw it in the end zone. And Will Fitzhugh has a chance maybe to get his hands on a football and make a big play.
Well, you got third down. You got a kicker with range. You're trailing by 1.
No, sir.
Okie-doke.
And I tell you why. Just because of what I've seen on the 2 extra points, there's just been so much penetration. I don't think you've got a prayer of getting a field goal off.
I agree. But definitely has the leg strength. But you at least have 2 shots here. Third down and 3. Ball at the Tiger 24-yard line. Eagles trail 14-13. 14 seconds left to play in the half. Graves in the shotgun. Gets a good snap from center. He's going to turn, hands this one to Eckstein. Eckstein's going to put it in the air, and it's going to be almost intercepted. And that was a real close one there, as it looked like we tried the reverse pass again. Graves had it for a second, but Dugan with pressure, unable to unload it when he wanted to. So now you're looking at fourth down and 3. With 6 seconds left to play on the game clock.
Yeah, that time there was just too much penetration. No way for that play to work just because of all the penetration. So with 6 seconds left, I'm throwing the ball to Fitzhugh no matter how many people are on it right here, David. Interesting, Oak Grove brought pressure that time and blitzed us, and wouldn't be surprised to see him do that again.
Fitzhugh's going to line up in the backfield. And now we're going to have a timeout taken. It looks like the final timeout is going to be taken by the Tigers, as they must have seen something in the formation they didn't like. Let's go down to the sideline and catch up with Coach Sonny Vadrine with a Marion State Bank sideline report.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, if nothing else, it's been exciting right now. We've done a good job on defense. We started figuring out how we can hit the A-gaps and do some run blitzes inside there, and we shut down that little speed play and that little toss pitch. We've done a great job. Right here, we're going to have to isolate number 3 or fit you on long pass in the end zone, trying to get them one-on-one and just throw it up for grabs and see if we can't come down and be an athlete than they are and make the play. And if we can do that and come out of here with another touchdown and a point, go for 2, I tell you what, we'll be in good shape getting the ball, especially if we're going to receive the ball at the beginning of the third quarter.
Coach, what does it look like happening to us down there? We're just getting blown up on those extra points?
Yeah, I mean, the big guys just blew us up in the middle, and they got a lot of penetration. And, you know, we're not just exactly super efficient taking the snap, pushing it down. Our snap's not real fast, so, you know, it's going to have to be perfect for us to get it off. And they're just coming really, really hard at it.
All righty, thanks a lot. Coach Sonny Vadrine with the Marion State Bank sideline report. Final play of the half in all likelihood. 6 seconds left on the clock. 4th down and 3 for the Eagles. Ball at the Tiger 24. Graves is going to send Fitzhugh in motion out of the backfield. He gets a good snap from center, looks Will's way. He's going to put one up in the air. Fitzhugh's downfield, and it goes in and out of the hands of Will as time expires. Good coverage that time saw by Oak Grove. Just a clean play on it. It was one I did think Will was, I don't know why, but I thought he was going to come down
with it. He got
it.
his hands on it. It was a perfect pass by Landon Graves. And let me tell you what, if we were giving Graves the quarterback play in the first half, Landon Graves gets an A+ in my book. That freshman didn't play like a freshman in the first half, and really, I can't think of a single mistake he made in the first half. And he's got to have some confidence going into halftime, and you got to like that. And I really like what I saw in the second quarter from this Eagle team, and feel very, very good about what's going to happen in the second half.
Well, we got a great ball game, 13-14. Eagles trail by a point. As we get ready to go into halftime, I want to invite everybody to come back and join us for the Rocket Fast Car Wash halftime show. We'll have some stats from the first half of play as well as some scores from around the area. But I got news for you. We got a ball game going on here at Fitzhugh Field at Eagles Stadium. The Ouachita Christian Eagles trailing the Oak Grove Tigers 14-13. Come back and join us. We're going to take a break. You're listening to Ouachita Christian Eagle football on 92.3 The Wolf.
Stephen Fitzhugh Field, where at halftime the Oak Grove Tigers lead the Ouachita Christian Eagles 14-13. You're listening to the Rocket Fast Car Wash halftime show, and we got some first half stats to pass along to you. Of course, as we mentioned, Oak Grove leading 14-13, and David, I'll give some stats as soon as they refresh on my phone, as they're having a hard time coming up right now.
Well, it's I tell you, it's as evenly. It's just going to be weird. OCS gets it done with the long, almost kickoff return. Will takes it down there inside the 10-yard line on the first return. But I tell you what, that was just a really impressive first half of play. And I think well, your technology's letting you down.
My technology's letting me down, although I think I do have it now. Let's see here. Yeah, I do. Okay.
All righty.
Here we go. So number of plays in the first half, Oak Grove runs 29 plays, Ouachita Christian 24. Total offense, Oak Grove with 175 yards of total offense, Ouachita Christian 95. Time of possession, Oak Grove 15 minutes and 26 seconds, Ouachita Christian 7 minutes and 31 seconds. Oak Grove rushed it 25 times for 125 yards in the first half. The Eagles rushed it 12 times for 22 yards. The Oak Grove Tigers were 3 of 4 through the air for 50 yards and 1 touchdown and no interceptions. The Eagles were 6 of 12 for 73 yards with 1 touchdown and no interceptions. Both teams fumbled at once, but neither team lost a fumble in the first half. So no turnovers by either squad in the first half. Oak Grove had 11 first downs, 8 of them rushing and 2 of them passing. 1 came by penalty. The Eagles with 6 first downs in the first half, 2 rushing, 3 passing, and 1 by penalty. Oak Grove was 4 of 8 for 50% in the first half on third downs. They did not go for it on fourth down. The Eagles were 2 of 6 in the first half on third down for 33% conversion. They were 2 of 4 on fourth down as well. Oak Grove Tigers were penalized 6 times for 40 yards in the first half. The Eagles were penalized 3 times for 20. Neither team had a sack in the first half. Oak Grove punted it 3 times for 34 yards. The Eagles punted it 1 time for 46 yards. For Oak Grove in the first half, their quarterback, number 9, Braden Sullivan, he was 3 for 4 for 50 yards and 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Their leading rusher was Otis Moore, who rushed it 11 times for 48 yards and a touchdown. In addition, Ron Creighton also rushed it 7 times for 44 yards. Deuce Clement for Oak Grove rushed it 2 times for 26 yards. And then for Ouachita Christian in the first half, Landon Graves was 5 of 9 for 62 yards. Eli Eckstein was 1 for 2 for 11 yards and a touchdown. Landon Graves was the leading rusher in the first half. He rushed it 5 times for 12 yards. Dylan Dugan rushed it once for 7, and Will Fitzhugh 6 times for only 3 yards. That's actually less than 1 yard average. That he came into the ballgame averaging 11 yards a carry. So Oak Grove did a good job on him in the first half. Tristan Wiley had 2 receptions for 41 yards. Eli Eckstein had 2 receptions for 14 yards. Landon Graves 1 reception for 11 yards and a touchdown on the touchdown pass from Eli Eckstein on the reverse pass. Dylan Dugan caught it 1 time for 7 yards. Interesting enough, Will Fitzhugh also didn't catch a pass in the first half. The leading tackler in the first half was Grant Michaud. He had 4 tackles and 2 tackles for loss. Christopher Holyfield had 3.5 tackles in the first half. Aiden Ham had 3 tackles as well. Sam Harrell tried 2 extra points in the first half. He missed 1 of those, and actually that one was blocked and made 1. Landon Graves punted 1 time for 46 yards. Will Fitzhugh had 2 kickoff returns in the first half for 103 yards. That's an average of 51 yards per kick return. And Coach Oak Grove has to come out to start the second half to kick the ball off, and be interesting to see if they choose to kick it again to Will Fitzhugh, as he burned them on a couple of kick returns in the first half.
Well, not only did he, I'm telling you, he is a very, very dangerous football player. And so I got to tell you, if you're here at the game, down there in the corner of the end zone as the first half ended, you called it and said just get it to him if he's covered. I think there were 3 guys around him. But I tell you what, he almost came down with a fantastic catch as he able to get his body in position to make a play on the ball. And I'll tell you one thing, too. Really, really well-thrown football by a freshman quarterback who stepped into that throw and threw it back. A perfect pass to give Will an opportunity to go up for it And Saul, I'm blown away at the I guess at the demeanor of this freshman quarterback coming out here and playing tonight. Really, really stepping into the role tonight.
Yeah, what's interesting, if you recall, back at the beginning of the ball game, his very first play of the game, he drops the football on the ground, and since that time, everything else has just been according to plan. And even the plays where he got in trouble, he made great decisions to get rid of the football, not take a sack, and made some good runs when there wasn't much there. And, like I said, on the last play, he did what he needed to do, and that's throw the football up to Will Fitzhugh and give him a chance to make a catch. And he did. Will had the ball in his hands. He just wasn't able to come down with it. And he took him down the field with a minute left to go in the first half and gives him a chance to score a touchdown when I was saying, hey, with a freshman quarterback, maybe we ought to just sit on the football. We get the ball to start the second half. But, I had a chance to see Coach Drew Vadrine, when I went in at halftime to the locker room. And he was like, we're just going to keep the foot on the pedal. I don't care if we got Landon Graves or not. He's shown us in the first half that he can play, and we can score with him in the ball game, and we're going to keep doing what we do and try to get this football game and win this football game in the second half.
Well, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Rocket Fast Car Wash halftime show. And Saul, I think you've got a few scores of interest maybe from around the area.
That's right. First of all, West Monroe leads West Ouachita 27-0 at halftime. Ruston leads Ouachita 14-6. I believe these are all halftime scores. Alexandria Senior High leads Pineville 28-0. Neville leads Minden 21-0. Bastrop leads Franklin Parish 14-0. Sterlington leads Wassman 14-6. Union leads Richwood 14-0. Mangum leads General Trask 14-0. Faraday's on top of Idalia at half 18-0. Madison over Beekman Charter right now 8-0. St. Frederick's and Cedar Creek are tied 7-7. And Delta Charter leads Tensall 7-0. That's all the scores I've got, David.
That's more than a handful. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning into the Rocket Fast Car Wash halftime show. About 8 minutes away from getting the second half of this contest underway. The Eagles will get to receive the football. They won the coin toss to begin the game and actually deferred. They trail in this contest right now 13-14. We're going to take a minute to go down to the sideline and catch up with Coach Sonny Vadrine with the Marion State Bank sideline report. Coach, it's a barn burner.
Oh, I tell you what, it's a great game. And, the game started off, we was not able to match Oak Grove's intensity on the first drive or two of the first quarter. But I tell you, ever since then, our defense has come up, matched their intensity. We made some adjustments and started hitting what we call the A-gap blitzes and run blitzes. And I tell you, it's made a lot of difference and shut them down. And the offense, I tell you what, they're doing a good job. And on that last play going into the end zone on Fitzhugh, the coach told Landon Graves, he said, now look, read that play. He said, we're going to put number 3 on a post, and if they all jump on Fitzhugh, throw it to him. Well, he was wide open, but he threw it to Fitzhugh, and he almost made a great play on it. But me and Coach Harper was talking. I said, that's going to be a good play to keep in the back of our mind later on in the second half, because you run that same play, and they jump Fitzhugh, it's going to leave number 3 wide open. So we've done a great job. We just got to come out and take care of business and be in there the second half on the opening drive, and we need to go down and get us a touchdown, kill some time on the clock, put some pressure on them for a change. And we got to be better tacklers on defense. I'm really upset the way we tackle. We came on better in the second quarter, but we didn't start off very good tackling. And a little too high. We should have went low, made good tackles. We were just too high on some tackles. And on these good running backs, like they got these big boys, you need to kind of get down around their thigh pads and kind of take the legs out from underneath them, because they're going to lean forward and get a little extra. So, but right now, I tell you what, we're doing good. Our freshman quarterback's playing great. Graves is doing a great job. And everybody stepped up their game, and we just got to keep doing it for another half, guys.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Coach Sonny Vadrine with the Marion State Bank sideline report. And I'll tell you this, we talked about the play of Landon Graves, but Saul, that defense, I mean, we hold them, get them. Not only do we hold them, we actually back them up. They were looking at 3rd down and 22, and they pick up some yardage. We get a roughing the punter call, but the defense stayed out there for essentially 2 series and still kept them from moving the football like they had. I mean, I just really tip my hat to the effort those young guys have been playing with. And like Coach said, maybe in the first quarter they're feeling themselves out, missing some tackles, but the second half, our defense really stepped up.
Yeah, a couple of observations. I think that some of those missed tackles in the first the first quarter may have been as a result of being too emotionally high into this ballgame. I think they were just going all out, full speed, and they just weren't doing the fundamentals of tackling, which is wrapping your arms around somebody, hitting them low, and instead they're all going for the big hit, and I think that may have led to some missed tackles in the first quarter. And my second observation is this about Landon Graves on that last play. It was, I guess, a post-wheel route is probably what they ran, and they did go after Will Fitzhugh, and probably Tristan Wiley was hoping right there. But I think, in my opinion, that is a very mature play from Landon Graves to do what he did, because we talked about this a few weeks ago about a quarterback kind of having a security blanket in some receivers, and there's just certain receivers that even if they're covered, they're not, and that's a good lesson to learn as a young quarterback, that hey, Will Fitzhugh is your security blanket, and if you want somebody to make a play for you, you give him a chance to do it, and he can make a play, and that's exactly what he did. He threw it up there and gave him a chance to make the catch. And I really like it. I think that's exactly what you want to see out of your quarterback. It was the last play of the half, so if you throw an interception, no big deal. Give him a chance to make a play, and that's what he did.
Well, you and I saw him. I mean, he threw it down there. Will was in the middle of three people, but he positioned himself. He got his body where it needed to be to make it. And I'll tell you right now, 80% of the time, at least 80% of the time, Will Fitzhugh comes down with that football in the end zone. But really good play, I'm wondering if you're going to try to dig up some genealogy. You sure that? I mean, there's no relationship at all there, right? I mean, you're not going to dig into it.
If he keeps playing like that, I'm going to claim him, right?
Exactly. Yeah, Coach, I got a feeling we're going to find out that's Saul's cousin at some point. But right now, 4 minutes, roughly 4 minutes or so, we're going to get the second half of this ball game underway. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Rocket Fast Car Wash halftime show. Welcome to it. Welcome to Rocket Fast. Visit Rocket Fast. It's a blast. And we got about 4 minutes from getting this second half underway. Want to thank everybody for tuning in to Ouachita Christian Eagle football on 92.3 The Wolf. Stadium, the Ouachita Christian Eagles hosting the Oak Grove Tigers. And Saul, we've been going down and checking in with Coach Sonny Vadrine with the Marion State Bank sideline report. Looking down there at Coach now, he's sitting by some local high school football royalty. Coach, who you got sitting down there with you?
Oh, I got the man right here beside me, and I tell you, he knows all about it. And what do you think about the game so far, Aaron? What have you seen?
It's good. I'm getting a lot of knowledge from you, so I'm learning a lot here during halftime. It's working out well.
Well, I don't know about all the knowledge he's learning, but I tell you what, we are watching a very good football game between these two teams.
You know what surprised me the most in the first half is the fact that they not only kicked off to Will once, but they kicked it to him twice. And the second time, of course, it burned him big time.
Yeah, and the question is, are they going to kick it to him again when the
I
third quarter
would.
starts?
There's no way. Hey, by the way, the freshman quarterback has looked fantastic for OCS. For this to be his first start and to play against Oak Grove and the composure he's shown out there so far, well done.
I tell you what, he has done absolutely a great job. You know, you just don't seem like a freshman. He started off with a fumble on the very first play, but ever since then, he's really come along well.
Another thing you brought out is what you look at speed-wise. Obviously, Otis Moore is a very quick kid for Oak Grove, but overall, team-wise, speed-wise, I think you guys can run with him, if not run by him.
I agree with you. I think so, and it's going to be exciting to see what we do in the second half and see if he can come out and keep doing what he's doing. He ought to be a lot more relaxed the second half.
You're going to pass on more knowledge to me in the second half?
Absolutely. We'll give you all we got, which ain't a lot, but we'll give it to you.
Hey, I want to know if you've been flagged yet on the sidelines as the sideline reporter. Ever got a flag yet?
Not as being a reporter, I hadn't. I've been warned a few times, but I ain't never got a flag yet.
Well, let's hope it doesn't happen in the second half. There.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
All right, guys.
Coach Sonny Vadrine with the Marion State Bank sideline report and a chance to catch up with Aaron Dietrich. And Saul, I tell you what, I mean, it is neat to see the amount of time and the effort that Aaron puts into covering local high school football.
Yeah, he does a great job. Of course, not only does he do it on TV, but also has a daily radio station where they spend a tremendous amount of time, talking with high school coaches. They pick out players of the week, they pick out games of the week, and so he and Jake Martin just do a great job with that as well. And I guarantee you, somewhere in the archives of Aaron's tapes, he's got to have some Coach Vadrine footage on the sideline, maybe yelling at some referees, losing his temper a little bit. I guarantee you there's some of that could be pure gold for us to look at.
Absolutely. You know that it's out there. We may have to do some digging on our own. We're about 2 minutes and 30 seconds from getting this ball game underway. The Eagles have made their way out onto the field. They're going through their final pregame warm-ups. We're going to take one more break, and we're going to come back here to Fitzhugh Field, Eagles Stadium, for the start of the second half. You're listening to Ouachita Christian Eagle football on 92.3 The Wolf. School. Stephen Fitzhugh Field at Eagle Stadium. The Ouachita Christian Eagles and the Oak Grove Tigers tied up in a dogfight as the Eagles trailing Oak Grove right now 14-13 as we get ready to start play here in the second half.
One thing that's interesting, Dave, is there's been no turnovers in the ball game. Both teams fumbled at one time, but are able to get back on it. And the Eagles and Oak Grove Tigers, as you mentioned, are locked up in a dogfight. And it may be that one turnover that may change this ball game. So Eagles have been very opportunistic this year. We talked about that extensively coming into the ball game. Plus 16 on the year in turnover margin, which is an unbelievable number, given that they've only played six games on the year. So who knows what's going to happen here in the second half, but it may be a turnover that changes this whole thing.
Well, the Eagles won the coin toss to begin the game tonight. They deferred, and so they will receive to start the second half of play. Handling the kicking chores for the Tigers all night has been number 46, James Clack, and Clack has done an excellent job of kicking the football for Oak Grove. Unfortunately, he's been kicking it to Will Fitzhugh. It'd be interesting to see if he kicks it Will's way now. Tees it up at the 40-yard line, and we're getting ready to get the second half of play underway. Fitzhugh deep for the Eagles. Clack is going to kick this one almost sideways. Definitely not going to go in Will's direction. Eckstein's going to pick it up at the 25. He's across the 30. Eckstein still on his feet. Now he's going to make a couple of Tiger defenders miss. Great effort that time out of Eli Eckstein. Special teams, with the exception of our extra points, all have really shown and shined so far tonight as Eckstein picks up 24. Eagles are going to start the drive at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, great job of returning by Eckstein that time. Good job of blocking up front. We didn't really mention the guys that are blocking and opening some holes for Eckstein and Fitzhugh. They've done a great job, and Eagles again with excellent field position to start this second half.
First drive of the second half. Eagles trail 13-14. 11 minutes and 51 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Graves in at quarterback. Freshman turns, hands this one off to Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh's going to try to get to the line, but he's going to be wrestled down. Look like nobody, and there's the penalty marker. Little excessive celebration that time out of number 9 he saw. He's going to get flagged for it, and that's going to be a loss of maybe 2 yards on the play.
I'm not sure it was number 90 they called it on. I don't think he really did anything. I mean, he just got up and ran away from Fitzhugh. I think they're going to get somebody else for Oak Grove for the penalty.
Well, it'll be interesting to see as now we got a dead ball personal foul against the Tigers. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Was a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, and I tell you, he's just a load to block, and I think he's made a much bigger impression on this ball game this year than he even did last year. I thought those guys last year, they were tough, but really that was the linebackers that made all the plays for Oak Grove in last year's game. And this year, any run that we've gone inside on tonight, those two guys, 99 and 90, have been there to make plays.
It's going to be first down and 10 for the Eagles following the penalty in Tiger territory. Ball at the Oak Grove 44-yard line. Freshman quarterback Landon Graves going to call his own number, and he is going to run into a wall of Tiger defenders. Boy, I'll tell you what, the penetration by that Oak Grove defensive front has been big on this opening drive. Is that time he's going to actually lose a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, they're elite, David. They got 2 college football players playing on the defensive line right there, and they just make plays, and they're hard for anybody to push around. And so, we did a great job of moving the football in the first half, and you got to keep them honest. You got to run those plays, but it looks like it's going to be on the outside and through the air is how we're going to have to move this football.
2nd down and 11 for the Eagles. Ball at the Tiger 44. Graves in the shotgun. Dugan joins him in the gun. 2 receivers, 1 left and 1 right. Graves gets a good snap from center. Looks, sets his feet, throws. That one's going to be complete to Fitzhugh. He's going to take a huge shot right in the kneecaps. And Will is shaken up on the play.
Yeah, I don't think that's Fitzhugh, though, is it?
Gain of 7 yards on the play.
It is Fitzhugh, yep.
And Will is not wanting to come out of the game, and it looks like he's limping pretty strong. Well, one guy you don't want to see with a limp right now, but anyway, we've got time out on the field, and Will is walking off under his own power. But, when you see Will limping, you know he's got to be in a tremendous amount of pain.
Boy, and I tell you, you don't want to talk about, people, hitting somebody dirty, but that time they went right for his knees on the sideline that time as he went up to catch the pass. And as he came down, they hit him on the outside of the knee, which usually will cause something to happen to the ligament on the inside of your knee, and I suspect that's what happened. There's one good news here. I think Will's foot may have still been off the ground when he got hit, and so hopefully he's a warrior. If he can get back in there, he'll be in there.
3rd down and 5 for the Eagles. Graves in the shotgun, takes a snap from center. He's got some time, unloads. This one's complete on the far side of the field to number 7 for the Eagles. That's Thomas Culp. Culp's going to haul it in, and that's going to be enough for a community pharmacy first down, a gain of 7 on the play.
Yeah, good job by Eckstein that time. One thing I'd like to see him do a little bit better, Dave, is set his feet and throw the football. Now he's kind of sort of leaning backwards, and it's not allowing to put quite as much on the throw, and the ball is sort of sailing, getting there, and it gives Oak Grove a chance to get in there and make the tackle a little bit quicker. Just needs to plant his foot and put a little bit more on that throw.
First down and 10 for the Eagles. Graves again to throw. Throws this one out in the flat. Complete to Eckstein. Eckstein's going to make one man miss. Actually may have been hauled in by his towel, as he's going to pick up positive yardage. A really well thrown ball that time by the freshman quarterback, Saul, as Eckstein's going to pick up 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 for the Eagles at the Tiger 27-yard line.
Yeah, good throw that time again by Landon Graves. It looks like Fitzhugh's getting off the bench now. He's going to try to run this thing off, see if he can get back in the ball game.
2nd down and 7 for the Eagles. Ball at the Tiger 27. Graves in the shotgun. Going to fake this one inside. Now he's going to keep it himself, and he's just going to run into a wall of humanity. As that time, big number 99 for the Tigers is going to be all over him, Saul, and it's going to be a loss of 2. So now you're going to be looking at 3rd down and 8 for the Eagles as they spot this one at the Tiger 29.
Yeah, that time just nowhere for Graves to run. They try to run a little quarterback keeper inside, and usually that hole is right there, but the hole is clogged up, and so Graves has to bounce it. And again, just nobody there. There's just too much penetration by those 2 big defensive linemen for Oak Grove.
3rd down and 8. 8 minutes and 27 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Eagles trail 14-13. Big play here for this drive. Graves in the shotgun. Gets a good snap from center. Has some time. Puts some air under it. He's looking for Eckstein. He's got it! Eckstein comes down with a reception on the far side of the field. No penalty markers. Looks like the Eagles will have this thing 1st and goal at about the 1-yard line. A gain of 28 yards on the play.
Yeah, just a fade right on the outside, and another perfect throw by Landon Graves as he saw the one-on-one coverage on Eckstein with Fitzhugh out of the game. That's his best receiver, and he put it up and made Eckstein and gave Eckstein a chance to make a play, and just a great job by him of making the catch. Tremendous throw by Landon Graves. Can't say enough good things about him, and that time he came through with a perfect pass to Eckstein on the sideline.
1st down and goal for the Eagles. Ball at the Tiger 1-yard line. Landon Graves in at quarterback. 2 running backs with him in the backfield. Graves takes the center. He's going to snap, fakes it. Touchdown! Washita Christian. Landon Graves is going to take it in. Well, actually, it looks like the officials are going to mark him down at less than a yard. They are going to mark him down short. It's going to bring up 2nd down and goal for the Eagles. Inside the 1-yard line. Graves is going to operate out of the shotgun. 2 running backs with him in the backfield. And we're going to have a stoppage of play. It's going to be encroachment against the Tigers. I don't know that you can move the ball any further than where they're at right now. I mean, it's going to be tough to get it inside. 2nd down and less than a yard. 2nd and goal. Graves in the shotgun. Good snap from center. He's got some blockers. Tough to see, and now they're going to, again, stop him at the goal line.
Graves on the carry once again, 3rd down.
Going to bring up 3rd down now and goal. The Eagles are trying to push this football right up the middle of the Oak Grove defense. 3rd down and less than a yard. Inches. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left to play here in the 3rd quarter. The Eagles lead, Eagles trail 13-14. 3rd down and goal. Graves in the shotgun, an I backfield offset beside him. 10 seconds on the play clock. Send a man in motion. Graves turns, hands this one. Touchdown, Eagles! Dylan Dugan is going to take it in from less than a yard out, and the Eagles are going to take the lead. 6 minutes and 17 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Eagles lead. And it looks like the Eagles are going to elect to go for 2 here. Tough sledding up the middle of the field for Washita Christian so far tonight against the big defensive front of the Oak Grove Tigers. Need to go for 2 here to make the score 21-14. A little bit of disorganization out on the field right now as the Eagles try to set up for a 2-point conversion. Play clock inside of 5 seconds. 4. Graves calls for the ball. He's going to look to throw. Throws this one. Looks like some pass interference, and it's not going to be called.
Extra point attempt is no good.
As it definitely looked like the Tiger defender may have gotten there a little bit early, but it's going to be no good. So the Eagles are going to hang on to a 5-point lead here with 6 minutes and 17 seconds left to play in the third quarter. 19-14, and saw the Eagles take the lead for the first time tonight.
Yeah, just a great job that time as Will Fitzhugh goes out of the ball game and nobody loses their composure. That's a big person to lose. And Landon Graves stands in there and just the big play, obviously the strike to Eli Eckstein down the field. And then on the 2-point conversion right then, Graves was actually trying to go to Cade Woods, who was running a crossing route and made a very good throw. Gave Woods a chance to make a play. The Oak Grove defender, I think, got his hand in on it. Could have been a little early, as you mentioned, but just a great job by Landon Graves that time of leading the Eagles down the field on their opening drive of the second half.
Sam Harrell is going to continue with the kicking chores at the 40-yard line. Oak Grove's not trailed in this game so far tonight. Now they do. Harrell tees it up at the 40-yard line. Great job so far tonight out of this Eagle kickoff coverage team. Harrell gets another high kick. It's going to be fielded cleanly this time at the 20-yard line. And the Eagles, now we're going to have looks like a penalty marker on the play. So that's going to be a big penalty, as it looks like it's going to be an illegal block in the back. And that one may be being marked off and coming back.
Yeah, that was actually Mathern who was about to make the tackle on the play, and somebody hit him right in the back as he was about to tackle him. And it's going to push the Oak Grove Tigers way back in their own territory as the Eagles continue to just do great things on special teams, and the kickoff coverage has been fantastic tonight.
It is going to be a block in the back. It's going to be against, well, actually, it was 2 penalties. So one was holding and one was the illegal block in the back. The Eagles declined the holding call and are going to take the block in the back. And as you mentioned, that's going to be a big penalty as they'll mark it off from where it happened. And they're still going backwards. So the Eagles, again, this Eagle defense with an opportunity to pin the Tigers back deep as they'll start this drive. It looks like by the time they mark it off at their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, Will Fitzhugh not going to be in the ballgame here on defense either, although he's trying to do everything he can to get himself back in the ballgame, went inside to get a brace, and he's going to come back out and give it a go here in this second half. So no Will Fitzhugh probably on this drive, but I suspect he'll be back in the ballgame before long.
First down and 10 for the Tigers at their own 14-yard line. Sullivan goes under center, turns, hands this one to the fullback, and the Eagle defense stiffens up. Great job that time. A gain of 1 yard on the play, and it's going to bring up second down and 9.
Yeah, just a great job that time by the Eagles on defense. Actually, they've got Blake Pender, number 77, in the ball game at nose guard, and he did a great job of stuffing or just knocking the center back that time. It's hard to run a fullback dive when the center is getting knocked back in the backfield, so credit Blake Pender on getting the penetration and holding him to a very short gain of maybe about 1 yard on that first play.
Second down and 9 for the Tigers. Ball at their own 15-yard line. They're going to turn and hand this one to the up back, and this time ball's on the ground. Ball's on the ground. Eagles have it. Eagles come up with a fumble. Saul, you caught. We talked about it. The first turnover of the game. Advantage, Ouachita Christian.
Yeah, I told you, David, this game may change on a turnover, and that time it was Aiden Ham. I mean, these guys on defense have done such a good job all year long of creating turnovers. That's the 16th fumble recovery the Eagles have had on the year in 6 ball games. That's incredible, an incredible stat. And that time it was Aiden Ham who stripped him of the football. Not really sure who picked it up, but a great job by the Eagle defense of creating a turnover, getting the ball in Oak Grove territory.
First down and 10 for the Eagles. Ball at the Tiger 35. They go on the ground to Dugan. Dugan's going to make one man miss. He gets to the edge, and he is dangerous on the edge. Still on his feet inside the 20-yard line. Well, now actually the referee is going to mark him down back at the 25, but it's still going to be a gain of 13 yards and more than enough for another community pharmacy first down, as the Eagles knocking on the door of the Randall's Fine Meat red zone. Ball first and 10 at the Tiger 23.
Well, a great run by Dugan that time as he was hemmed up inside, bounces it to the outside, and then just shows his speed to get the first down.
Graves in the shotgun. First down and 10 Eagles. Dugan joins him in the gun. 2 receivers split, 1 right, 1 left. Good snap from center. They keep this one on the ground to Dugan. He's going to cut it up, and that time he's going to be greeted back in the backfield by a couple of Tiger defenders, and one of them, again, saw big number 90, Keenan Caldwell. Didn't even look like –
No telling how many tackles Keenan Caldwell has tonight, but, man, he just does a great job of getting upfield. And that time for Oak Grove as well, number 2, Ron Creighton, who was the outside linebacker, he did a great job of getting upfield as well. Really, there was nowhere for Dugan to go. He saw Caldwell inside, tried to bounce it outside, and the outside linebacker for Oak Grove was there waiting on him, and really no options for Dugan on that play.
Graves is going to operate out of the shotgun. Bub Mathern going to check in. 7 seconds left on the play clock. 6 seconds, and now it looks like the Eagles are going to have to burn a timeout. Probably needed to, Saws. It looked like a little confusion.
Yeah, it looks like Will Fitzhugh may be getting ready to go back in this ball game as he's running up and down the field and, kind of testing his wheel out and seeing what he can do.
4 minutes and 22 seconds left to play in the third quarter. The third quarter of Ouachita Christian football is sponsored by Firm Foundations Counseling in Monroe. If you're interested in learning more about EMDR trauma therapy, call Firm Foundations Counseling today. 318-654-7010. Again, that's 318-654-7010 or online at myfirmfoundations.com. 4 minutes and 22 seconds left to play in the third quarter. The Eagles lead 19-14. This drive coming via a Oak Grove fumble. Eagles recover, 2nd down and 12. Ball at the Tiger 26-yard line. Graves in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Dugan joins him in the gun, fakes to Dugan, throws a quick pass over the middle, complete to Wiley, and Wiley is going to pick up positive yard. Well, now they're going to rule him incomplete, as he must have lost the handle on it.
Yeah, he had the ball in his hands, but you got to credit the Oak Grove defender that time. He never let Wiley bring the ball back inside, so basically just stripped the football from him. And a good play by Oak Grove. Perfect pass again by Landon Graves. Ran the RPO that time, faked it inside, hit Wiley on the slant. And Wiley just got to hang on to that football. Got to just have a little bit stronger hands and hold on to it.
Big third down play here for the Eagles to keep this drive alive. It's going to be 3rd down and 12. Graves is going to send a man in motion across the formation. That's Mathern. Dugan joins him in the gun. 2 receivers right, 1 to his left. Good snap from center, looks to throw. He's going to put some air under this one. Got a receiver downfield. Now we're going to have a pass interference call. That's all it looks like. He threw the flag, and not quite what you'd see in the NFL, but it is still a big penalty, but I'm not sure if that's going to give us an automatic first down.
Yeah, I would say it should give us an automatic first down, but again, another great play by Landon Graves. That was set up by the play call. Coach Drew Madreen had everybody to the right side, isolates Eckstein on the far side, which gave him man-to-man coverage, and again, Landon Graves just throws the football up and gives his man a chance to make a play. And we've talked a lot of times in these first 6 ball games about some long throws that have been overthrown without the receiver having a chance to make a play. That time, Landon Graves gives his guy a chance to make a play and draws the interference call and an automatic first down.
First down and 10 for the Eagles inside the Randall's Fine Meat red zone, and it is enough for another community first down. At the 14-yard line. Good snap from center. They keep it on the ground, and that looked like Dugan on the carry. And we're going to give him maybe a yard on the play, as that Oak Grove defense so tough tonight inside, Saul.
Yeah, and good job by Dugan just to get what he can get. And again, just keeping the defense honest, running him inside. That allows that RPO to work if the linebackers have to come in and make some plays. And so Will Fitzhugh actually coming back into the ball game now for the first time since he went out on that opening drive.
2nd down and 10 for the Eagles. Ball still at the Tiger 14. 3 minutes and 41 seconds. Eagles lead 19-14. Graves in the shotgun. Dugan joins him in the gun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Good snap from center. Looks to throw. He's got some pressure. Puts this one in the air. And that's going to be Wiley, and it looks like they're going to get him for pass interference again, Saul, as the official threw a marker. And that time, I
think it's going to be on Wiley, David. Because the Oak Grove defender, he was playing the football. His back was to Wiley. And I think they're going to say Tristan Wiley kind of grabbed him and tried to pull him back to get that interference. It could have been a no call right there. I definitely wasn't pass interference against Oak Grove.
Well, they're going to mark this off against the Eagles. Looking for Wiley in the corner of the end zone. That's a big penalty, 10 yards. Actually, 15 yards.
Yeah.
So now you're going to be looking at second down and 35. Close to it. Ball's going to be at the Eagle 29-yard line.
And that was probably not actually not a very good throw by Graves that time, as he underthrew Wiley. And he had a chance to get that ball in the corner of the end zone, and Wiley could have made a play on it, just underthrew it, and as a result brings up the interference on Tristan Wiley.
Second down and 25. Fitzhugh's going to go in motion out of the backfield. Graves gets a good snap from center, looks to throw and does. Puts this one up. Will Fitzhugh's downfield. Will Fitzhugh's going to make the catch. Touchdown! Touchdown, Ouachita Christian! Number 22, Will Fitzhugh. Saul, you told me sometimes you can throw to guys when they're covered. He was covered.
Well, and it was really almost a back shoulder throw, although it wasn't on the line. He threw it high up in the air, and the defender had no idea where the ball was as he's covering Fitzhugh man-to-man, and Fitzhugh with a perfect catch. But I'm just telling you, David, we're seeing a tremendous game by a freshman quarterback who does not look like a freshman quarterback. That was a perfectly thrown football that time to Will Fitzhugh for the touchdown.
Need an extra point here. Need some blocking on this extra point. We need a quick snap and a quick hold. This time Harrell gets his leg into it. It's up, and it's good. As the Eagles increase their lead over the Oak Grove Tigers, 26-14. Let's go down to the sideline and catch up with Coach Sonny Vadrine with a Marion State Bank sideline report. Coach, how's it going down there?
Oh, man, I tell you what, it's great. I tell you what, we talked about that at the beginning of in halftime, that we got to come out and do something damage right here at the beginning of the third quarter. Not only did we get one touchdown, we have now got our second touchdown. Defense is playing good. I don't like the way Oak Grove's trying to tackle our guys on their knees. That's not a good sign. That's not the way you play football, trying to hurt guys with ball carriers. But I tell you what, we are responding and everything. Graves come out. He's got hurt a little bit, but he's still playing. So has Will Fitzhugh. I tell you what, our guys are really banding together right now like a band of brothers, and they're getting after it, guys. They really are.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Coach Sonny Vadrine with the Marion State Bank sideline report. Saul, it's one of those games where it's just ebbs and flows. But the Eagles right now with the lead. Defense is going to have to continue to play at a level. Oak Grove is one step away. You've just seen it. An explosive group of talented football players.
Yeah, it couldn't have started any better in the second half of the Eagles. They come out, take the opening drive of the second half, drive it down for a touchdown. Then they force a fumble and take that down for a touchdown. So just a great start to this second half by the OCS Eagles to give them a 26-14 lead.
Harrell kicks this one, fielded cleanly at the 20 by Moore. Moore's going to take this one inside. Good special teams coverage by the Eagles as they stack him up and drop him at the 35-yard line. Going to bring up, they'll probably put this ball at the Tiger 35, where Oak Grove will take over first down and 10, a gain of 16 yards on the return.
Yeah, once again, a good job by the OCS Eagles of making some plays on that kickoff coverage. It's been great all night. This may be the best field position Oak Grove has had on a kickoff return tonight as they get it out past the 35-yard line to about the 36-yard line.
First and 10, Oak Grove. Senior quarterback Braden Sullivan brings them to the line. An I backfield behind him. Otis Moore, the deep back in the I. Turns, he gives this one to Moore. Moore's going to get stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Great penetration that time by the OCS defense, Saul. No gain on the play. It's going to bring up second down and 10 for the Tigers.
Yeah, again, a good job by the Eagles of stopping that fullback dive, and they just made some great adjustments. And Oak Grove is continuing to do it, which surprises me. And again, as good as we've seen Sullivan throw the football, I'm just really surprised that they've not tried to throw the football. Well,
they hadn't in a while, but
that
doesn't mean that we won't see it right here. Every time you mention Sullivan, he usually puts one in the air. Sullivan under center, an I backfield behind him. They go with the fullback. He gets right up the middle, and he's going to break one tackle, two tackles, before he's hemmed up and dropped. And again, Saul, you just have a sense they're one play away from a big play, and that's a big one, as that's actually number 2, Creighton, and he's going to pick up 28 yards right up the middle of the field.
Yeah, and it shows what I know right there is I thought they should have abandoned the fullback dive, and they come back with the fullback dive again and pick up a big play.
Creighton's going to go out of the game. A new fullback in for the Tigers. Sullivan under center. He gives it right to that fullback, and that's number 21 on the carry, or actually 31, Dalton Allen. And Allen's going to get stacked. Well, he gets stacked up, but he picks up 6 yards on the play.
30 by
Another
Michelle.
good run
Hogan.
on the fullback dive after it looked like we had stopped it cold for a couple of drives in a row. Now they come back to it with some big plays.
Again, going with the fullback dive. Number 25, Trey Allison stoned at the line of scrimmage. No gain. And now you're going to be looking at, looks like 3rd down and 4. Huge 3rd down here. But, Saul, you got to think this is 4-down territory for the Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. And every time you need a big play on that Eagle defense, it's usually Grant Michal that's at the bottom of it, and he did an excellent job that time of shooting the gap. We've heard Coach Vadrine talk about some of those run blitzes that you can do to try to stop that dive, and that time Michal blitzes right into that A-gap and tackles the fullback for a loss.
3rd down and 3, maybe 4 for the Tigers. Ball at the Eagle 30-yard line. Sullivan under center. No tailback, just the fullback. Looks to throw, finds the tight end. Nobody around him. Eagles are going to stack him up, but he's going to have more than enough for a 1st down. You mentioned Sullivan throwing the football, so it's just what he does. It's going to be a 1st down for the Tigers as they'll spot this football. Let's call it the Eagle 11-yard line, a gain of, 12-yard line, a gain of 18.
Yeah, nice job of setting the Eagles up that time as they'd run that fullback dive about 4 times in a row. That time they faked the dive and just hit the tight end on a little seam route, just a quick hitter, and a big gain for Oak Grove, gets them down into the red zone.
1st down and 10 at the 12. Sullivan under center. High backfield, goes with the deep back. And again, that's number 15, Otis Moore. Moore gets back to the line, picks up 3 yards on the play. Good job by the Eagle defense that time of hemming up Moore. But 3 yards on the play, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 7. Ball at the Eagle 9.
Yeah, we've seen that counter go for some much bigger plays than that right there, and so nice job by the Eagles to hold them to 3 yards that time. And they're not going to kick a field goal here. They're going to go for it on 4th. So just got to bow your neck if you're the Eagle defense, try to keep them out of the end zone.
2nd down and 7. Tigers go with the fullback right up the middle, and that's big number 2, Ron Creighton. And Creighton, no official indication yet. They're going to mark him short, it looks like, just at about the 1-yard line.
That's going to take us to the 4th quarter, David.
And 4 seconds left. They'll spot this football. It's going to be first. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Tigers at the inch line. Clock still hadn't started yet, but as you mentioned, so it should take us to the end of it. It does. So it's going to bring up 1st down and goal when we come back from the 3rd for the 4th quarter. Take a quick break. You're listening to Ouachita Christian Eagle football on 92.3 The Wolf. School. Stephen Fitzhugh Field, Eagle Stadium. Ouachita Christian Eagles hosting the Oak Grove Tigers as we get ready to start the 4th quarter of play. I want to thank Eagle Point Boat and RV Storage, longtime sponsors of Ouachita Christian Eagle football. Eagle Point Boat and RV Storage on Lake Darbone in Farmerville, proud sponsor of Ouachita Christian Eagle football. 1st down and goal for the Tigers at the Eagle, 6-inch line, just outside the goal line.
That'd be a good time for one of those Eagle defense forced fumbles that they've become so accustomed to getting this year.
I like the quarterback sneak at the inch line. Oak Grove operates exclusively out of the. That
was a penalty.
They operate exclusively underneath the center.
And they fumbled the ball right there, David, I believe. And they actually moved that. Yeah, there you go, legal procedure.
It's going to back the Tigers up 5 yards. They did run the sneak, but were unsuccessful with it.
Yeah, they fumbled the football. Everybody took off before the center snapped it. Then the center and quarterback never got the exchange. So opportunity right there for the Eagles to come up with it, and Oak Grove able to get it.
It's going to be 1st down now at the 6. Well, actually the 5. 1st and goal for the Tigers. Eagles lead 26-14. Sullivan goes under center with an eye backfield behind him. Turns, hands this one to the fullback. The Eagles stone him. Huge play that time. Loss of 2 yards on the play. This Eagle defense is asking the crowd to respond.
Yeah, that's a combination that time of Grant Michaud and Christopher Holyfield as they both ran a little stun up front, and the center didn't block either one of them, and as a result, Grant Michaud just continues to pile up tackles for loss. I believe that's his third one on the night for the Eagles as he came in leading the Eagles in tackles for loss.
11 minutes and 30 seconds left to play. Ball at the 7, second down and goal. And the Tigers are going to come up short. It's going to be third down and goal. Gain of 5 yards on the play. Third and goal at the 2.
Another tackle by Michaud that time. It looked like he had a chance to get in the end zone, and Michaud came out of nowhere to stop him at the 2.
Third down and goal for the Tigers. Eagles lead 26-14. 11 minutes left to play in the ball game. Sullivan's going to go under center with an eye backfield behind him. Going to give this one to number 2. That's Creighton, and he's going to go in for a touchdown.
In the end zone for a touchdown.
Big push that time by the left side of the Oak Grove line, and he goes in for the score.
Yeah, made a little adjustment that time. The Eagles bottled it up inside, and they basically just ran that dive, just another gap to the outside. Instead of going between the guard and the center, he went between the guard and the tackle, and the Eagles were crashing inside, and so he gets in just enough for him to get in the first, get the touchdown. Wasn't easy for him, but able to get in for the score.
Clack on to attempt the extra point for the Tigers. Good snap, good hold, and the kick's good. Clack's perfect on the night with his extra points. 5-point lead for the Eagles. Blocked extra point and a missed 2-point conversion. Make the score 26-21.
Well, we knew it wasn't going to be easy, right? I mean, it's not like Oak Grove's going to lay down and let you take a 26-14 lead and just run off with the ball game. They answer like we would expect them to do. The Eagles, with a valiant effort down there after Oak Grove gets it inside the 1-yard line to make them run about 4 or 5 plays before getting in. So good job by the defense. Just got to do a better job of the middle of the field of stopping that run. So now the Eagles offense needs to respond, need to come back here and put some points on the board to keep it a 2-score ball game.
Interesting switch here for the Eagles. Been a long time since we hadn't seen Will Fitzhugh deep. Going to send Dylan Dugan deep for the Eagles. He'll stand at his 10-yard line. Probably trying to minimize Will's exposure. Shaken up earlier in the third quarter.
Of course, Dugan, a guy with a lot of speed, he's capable of taking it to the house as well.
Clack lines up at the 40. Waits for the ball ready for play, and he gets it. And it's an onside kick. And looks like the Eagles got it. Looked like we were going to wait for a while there, but somebody finally decided to fall on the ball, and we get it. So we got the ball first down and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was going to go 10 yards or not. I think that's what the Eagle defenders were thinking as well, is that it wasn't going to go 10 yards, but that's the right play. Just go ahead and fall on it before it gets there. Don't give Oak Grove a chance to get it once it does roll. And it was going to be real close whether or not it traveled the 10 yards, but big play for the Eagles that time is they take over in the Oak Grove territory on the 49-yard line.
Boy, you got to tell you tip your hat to Coach Gregory. They love the call there. As they definitely feel like they may have caught us sleeping that time, Saul. But the Eagles make a play. They come up with the ball, first down and 10 in Tiger territory at the Oak Grove 49. 10 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the game. OCS leads 26-21. Freshman quarterback Landon Graves leads the Eagle offense. 3 receivers wide right. Pulls this one down fast. Throws this one to Wiley. Wiley's across the 40, across the 35, across the 30. Still on his feet. And he's going to go out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. May have gotten away with one there, Saul, as it looked like he may have stepped out of bounds, but they keep it moving. As the Eagles have the ball now, first down and 10 inside the Randall's Fine Meat red zone at the 20-yard line. A gain of 29 for Wiley, and that's more than enough for a community pharmacy first down.
Yeah, the Eagles went empty that time. Landon Graves, the only person in the backfield. They had Fitzhugh and Tristan Wiley on one side, ran a tunnel screen. Great blocking down the field by the Eagles and a good run by Wiley to pick up a huge gain on first down.
First down and 10 for the Eagles at the 20. Graves in the shotgun with an empty backfield again. 5 receivers. Graves looks to throw, finds his man. He's got it complete And that one's going to be again caught by Wiley for a gain of 5 yards on the play. Saw another well-thrown football as he hit Wiley on time. He just picked up the minimal 5-yard gain, but it brings up 2nd down and 5 at the Tiger 15.
Yeah,
and the Oak Grove line saw starting to look like they've got maybe a little bit gas.
Yeah, just a little stop right on the outside. And, those big guys inside, they want to stop the run. They don't want to rush the passer. And so far on this drive, they've been having to rush a couple times in a row, and the Eagles not slowing down.
2nd down and 5. Ball at the Tiger 15. 9 minutes and 50 seconds left to play in the game. Graves in the shotgun. 2 running backs join him. Going to turn, hands that one to Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh's going to plant the outside leg. 5, touchdown, Washita Christian. Number 22, Will Fitzhugh, takes it in from 15 yards out to add to the Eagle lead.
I tell you what, I had a chance to look at Will Fitzhugh a while ago, and that was a crippled man on the sideline, and he sure didn't look at that time on that run as he put that thing to the right. And the Eagles made a nice call to make him go to the right side of the field, so he's able to plant his good leg in the ground and turn it upfield, and he shoots the gap in for a big touchdown.
Eagles on for another extra point attempt. Harrell gets his leg into this one and squeezes it through the uprights. Well, you hold your breath every time, Saul, with the penetration Oak Grove's been getting. But Harrell splits it and adds to it. So the Eagles take a 33-21 lead.
Well, I tell you what, let's just give a little bit of credit again to Landon Graves, as he's not only are you a freshman out there, but they're putting you in situations where you're in the backfield by yourself. There's nobody back there to help you, and so you've got to make a quick decision and credit him for getting the ball not only out quickly, but also throwing perfect passes on that drive to Tristan Wiley for the big tunnel screen and then for the stop route, and then Will Fitzhugh takes it in for a touchdown.
This is why you play Oak Grove. This is why you play them. Let's go down to the sideline and check in with Coach Sonny Vadrine for the Marion State Bank sideline report. Coach?
Oh, man, this is this is what you want. This is what this is all about. This is a great game. It ain't over. It ain't over by a long shot.
No, it's not.
You got to keep your foot on the gas, and you got to keep doing what you do, and don't ever let up, not even an inch. You just keep going at them. I tell you what, Landon Graves is playing a great game. Everybody's doing a great job. Fitzhugh made a great run. The offensive line did a good job. We just got to keep doing what we're doing, guys, and keep the pedal to the metal.
Thanks a lot, Coach Sonny Vadrine. A little change up in the kicking chores. Going to go back to Christopher Holyfield. Christopher did a great job early in the game tonight. Saw pinning the Tigers deep. A little bit stronger leg on this one. Christopher with a pretty good run up. Going to go about 10 yards away. Now he gets his leg into it. It's a well-struck kick. This is going to travel into the end zone. No return as the Tigers will have to take this ball to 25. Great kick out of Holyfield. Again, execution on special teams.
Christopher's pumped up too. You can see it right there. You talk about guys when you got your adrenaline going. Sometimes you kick things a little bit and do things a little bit better than you've ever done it before. And that time he put a little bit extra on that kick. And we talked about keeping it in bounds, and that was well inside the out of bounds line as it sails over the Oak Grove receiver's head. Takes one bounce and into the end zone.
First down, and I said 25, so I was thinking college ball. This is high school. It's first and 10 at the 20. Sullivan's going to go under center again with the I backfield behind him. He's going to look to pass. He's feeling some pressure. The Eagles are going to sack him. Huge play that time up front by Washita Christian. Numerous Eagles in the backfield that time, Saul. Loss of 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, that was your three-headed monster that time. Those senior linebackers, it looked like Hogan and Dixon were the ones that actually would get credit for the sack, but Mashaw was back there as well as they blitzed every one of them on that play. And Oak Grove quarterback had no chance that time to get the football off, and the Eagles with a huge sack on first down.
2nd down and 16. Clock continues to run inside of 9 minutes. Eagles lead 33-21. Tigers with the ball, 2nd and 14 at their own 14-yard line. They keep this one on the ground, and that Eagle defense responds. Stack them up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Going to remain 3rd down and 14 at the 14.
Yeah, I'll go back to something you said, Dave, at the beginning of this ball game. You talked about how this was a game of momentum and how that momentum can go back and forth. Well, right now, all that momentum is on the green side of the field where the OCS Eagles reside, and you can just see there's just a little bit more of a pep in their step on defense, and they're making some big plays here on this Oak Grove possession.
Huge 3rd down for the Tigers, even a bigger one for the Eagles. 3rd and 14. Sullivan looks to throw. He's going to put a lot of air under this one. It's going to be overthrown. And now the Tigers, they're going to have to punt the football from inside their 15-yard line.
Yeah, you got to punt the football here. Exactly. Good coverage that time by number 30 for the Eagles, Julian Stevenson. He was the one that got beat early in the ball game, and that time he was right where he needed to be. We talked about how he kind of lost some of his speed when he was looking for the football in the air. That time he kept his eye on the ball, kept his speed, and was actually in front of the Oak Grove receiver and would have made a play on it had it been a better throw.
4th down and 14. Great punting night so far tonight for the Tigers out of Dalton Allen. Allen stands in his end zone. Deep for the Eagles is number 22, Will Fitzhugh. Allen gets kind of a muff punt, a muff snap, but this ball is, well, the Eagles are going to let travel. They're going to benefit from this one, as it's going to be a huge punt, going to cover 45 yards for Allen as he punted that one from the goal line. No return, but the Eagles again saw with great field position to start the drive. 1st down and 10 at their own 45-yard line. 8 minutes left to play in the football game. Ouachita Christian leads 33-21.
I think, David, we got to keep operating the offense the way we did on the last drive, and that is, I think those short, safe throws are the way to do it. Running the football inside is going to be very, very difficult against these guys. I know it eats up some clock, but I think you got to try to get a couple of first downs here and just go ahead and take this ball game away from Oak Grove right now.
1st down and 10 for the Eagles. Ball at their own 45-yard line. Graves in the shotgun, fakes it, throws this one quick, and that's going to be Wiley. He's going to hang on to this one this time, Saul, and that's going to be a very manageable throw on 1st down. Going to pick up 8 yards, brings up 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, exactly what I was talking about right there, David. That's an easy, safe throw for Landon Graves to do. He just fakes it inside to Dylan Dugan, throws it on the slant to Wiley, and Wiley's come up big here on these last 2 possessions, making some secure catches, picking up nice yardage on 1st down.
7 minutes and 30 seconds, clock running. Eagles lead 33-21. Graves in the shotgun. 3 receivers, part of the set. Sends Fitzhugh in motion. Good snap from center. Looks to throw. Fires this one quick to Will. Will's going to make a couple of Tiger defenders miss. He's going to have the 1st down. Very manageable throw again, Saul, and I thought Will was fixing to get demolished, but he found a way to split the Tiger defenders, picked up 5 yards, and enough for a community pharmacy 1st down.
What a well-designed play that time as they send Fitzhugh in motion to the far side, to the wide side of the field, and then he puts on the brakes and runs a tunnel screen underneath. And you mentioned it, it looked like he was going to get hit as soon as he caught it, but somehow he slithered his way through for the 1st down. And we talked about not being conservative and going ahead and taking this game right now. And there you see on two plays on this possession, we come out throwing the football, which I like.
1st down and 10 for the Eagles. Clock continues to run, 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Graves looks at the play clock and wants to let as much of it as he can run down. Saul, I do think he didn't know he had a play clock on both sides. He gets the snap from center. Now we're going to have a penalty marker. Don't know who that one's going to be on, but they let the play go, so it could be defense. It's not, so it looks like it may be coming back against us.
Hey, another great play by Landon Graves that time as he found his open receiver, which was Eli Eckstein down the field, and he made he's falling backwards with one of those big defensive tackles in his face, and he just throws it up and gives Eckstein a chance to make a play on that ball. Just couldn't quite get there, and really great awareness by him to know who to throw the football to and to get it away before he took a sack. And man, I mean, just a heads-up play that you see senior quarterbacks make, and this kid's a freshman making play after play out here, and just got to give him a lot of credit so far tonight.
Illegal procedure was a call against the Eagles, Saul, and they declined it.
Yeah, I think they just want one less down for the Eagles to run the clock out. In other words, if now you only got 3 downs here. If you take that penalty, it gives you an extra time down to run 40 seconds off the clock.
2nd down and 10 for the Eagles. 4 receivers, part of the set for Graves. Ball at the Tiger. He's going to feel pressure immediately. Gets this one out to Dugan, and Dugan is going to be run out of bounds, but a nice gain on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and manageable now as he picks up 4 yards, so you're going to be looking at 3rd and 6 for the Eagles.
Yeah, a mistake by Dugan that time on that screen pass. Dugan's got to keep the ball in bounds, not run out of bounds, and instead he cut it outside when he should have cut it inside. He'd have gotten more yards if he'd have cut it inside, and better than that, he would have kept the clock moving, although it looks like they may be going to get the Eagles for a hold here.
Back-to-back penalties against the Eagles. Illegal procedure, now holding. And the Tigers are going to take that one. That's going to be 10 yards, and it's going to bring up, boy, that's going to be close to second down at 20. Must have happened at the line of scrimmage.
Ball back at the 49.
And a good job that time again by Landon Graves of selling the screen pass that time as he just lets those the Oak Grove defenders get in on him. He just sort of falls back and makes a nice throw to Dugan, perfect throw to Dugan. And even if Dugan would have stayed in bounds, obviously the clock was going to stop on that penalty.
Penalties are stalling this drive. Second down and 17. Ball back now at the Tiger 49. Graves with a bunch formation to the right in the gun by himself. He's going to look to roll. Now he's going to have to get to the edge. And he's got a lot of Tigers pursuing him. Made it back to the line of scrimmage. No more. Now he's looking at third and 17. Penalties stall this drive.
And the Eagles at a point right now, they were down, would have been down inside the 40-yard line of Oak Grove. But now when you're right at the midfield mark, if you don't get the first down right here, I would think that we would definitely punt this football deep.
That's correct. So it's going to be third down and 17. And two, Saul, I mean, I don't know what you dial up here on third and 17. You definitely, you want to keep your foot on it, but by the same token, this drive has stalled out on you. Third down and 17. 3 receivers part of the set. Freshman quarterback Landon Graves. Dugan joins him in the shotgun. Ball at the Tiger 49. Gets a good snap from center. Going to have to throw this. He's going to throw an interception. Tigers are going to return this, and the Eagles are going to stop him at about the 40-yard line.
Boy, the first big mistake we see tonight by Landon Graves is they were getting a lot of penetration. I talked about how he wasn't setting his feet, and so that time I'm not even sure he was trying to throw to, but what I saw initially was he had Tristan Wiley on the outside with tight man coverage with nobody deep, and that would have been the person to try to go to that time, and just not a good play by Landon Graves. And I would call that a freshman mistake right there, is that's one of those ones that you just want to eat that thing or throw it away and punt that ball deep, and now you give Oak Grove the ball in your territory with a chance to get back in this game.
First down and 10 for the Tigers. Ball at the Eagle 40-yard line. Sullivan goes under center with an eye backfield behind him. 5 minutes left to play in the game. Sullivan looks to throw, unloads this one. And that ball, it's going to be intercepted. Fitzhugh's going to come up with a pick. That's going to be deep in Eagle territory. But the Eagles with a chance to close this one out with 5 minutes left to play in the ball game. Sullivan's thrown the ball well all night, Saul, but that time just put too much air under it, gave Will a chance to make a play, and he did.
Yeah, a mistake on his part that time is it's a zone coverage, and Fitzhugh's the deep safety, and so if you're going to throw that ball, you got to keep it to the outside and make it a one-on-one catch opportunity for your receiver, but he throws it so far to the inside and hangs it up so much that Fitzhugh comes over and makes a great play and actually took it away from Eckstein, as Eckstein had a chance to make an interception as well, but just an unbelievably athletic play by Will Fitzhugh.
Deep in Eagle territory. First down and 10 for the Eagles, about the 9. Keep this one on the ground. That's going to be Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh's going to tough running inside. Shaking up a little bit on the play. Will slow to get up. Not sure, but it looks like a gain of about 2 yards. It's going to bring up second down and 8.
Yeah, I suspect for the rest of this game you're going to say Will Fitzhugh slow to get up on every play because he is very hobbled right now, but he just has extraordinarily unbelievable athletic ability, and also he's just got what a lot of people don't have, and that's just inside. He's just a tough guy that's gonna make plays and give you everything he's got.
Need to let this play clock run down, and they do. Going to be inside of 10. Graves with the football, 2nd and 8. Ball at the Eagle 10. Graves turns, and he's going to give this one inside, and that's again Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh, just unbelievable second effort. Going to be real close to a first down. Not sure where they spot this one. A gain of 6. Huge third down here, Saul, as the clock beginning to wind down. 4 minutes left to play. Got to get this first down here. 3rd and 2.
And you talk about great athletic ability. That was unbelievable athletic ability by Will Fitzhugh that time. Again, as he was stopped in the backfield and somehow is able to plant that foot in the ground and get upfield and get very close to the first down.
3rd down and 2 for the Eagles. Clock inside of 3:40 and continuing to run. Big play here on 3rd down. Ball at the Eagle 15-yard line. Graves going to let the clock run down, and he does. Good snap from center. Gives this one to Will. And Will
First
is going to
down.
be close to a first down.
You got it,
Real
David.
close.
Definitely got it.
Looks like the officials, now they're not going to look at it. First down, Eagles. Gain of 3 yards. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to play. And you know what? The Tigers are going to call a timeout.
Yeah, just about to say what that first down does. It's going to force Oak Grove now to use all 3 of their timeouts on this drive. If not, this ball is going game is going to run down inside a minute and a half before they're able to get the football back with a 2-score deficit.
Let's go down to the sideline and catch up with Coach Sonny Vadrine with the Marion State Bank sideline report. Coach, how you doing down there?
I'll tell you what, guys, it's great. Good atmosphere, and I tell you what, this game is going really well. But it's not over. I keep saying
it's
that.
not
I
over.
just you never can you can't relax at all in this game. I tell you what, we have seen a lot of heart by a lot of these players tonight. They have really stepped up their game, just like we've talked about before. They're showing heart, determination, guts, and they're just fighting hard. Graves is hurting right now. Fitchu's hurting. There's a bunch of them hurting, guys. I just can't tell you. But they are fighting their lives off. They're doing a great job. If they can just keep doing this, it's going to be a good ending for them.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Now, I think Coach Vadrine may be playing hurt down there too, huh? He may have pulled something running up and down the sideline,
Coach
right?
Sonny Vadrine with the Marion State Bank sideline report. It's Oak Grove week. Eagles lead 33-21. 3 minutes and 24 seconds left to play in the ball game. Landon Graves in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Turns, hands this one to Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh's going to be stacked up and stopped. And I'll tell you, I think that was a really smart timeout by Oak Grove, by Coach Gregory Saul, as his guys were gassed. And again, now they burn another timeout.
Yeah, well, I mean, whether they're gassed or not, you got to call the timeout. If not, we're going to run the play clock down. I mean, the game clock down to where there's little to no time left, trailing by 2 scores. And so, you got to use your timeouts right now. And the Eagles in a really good situation right now. We talked about before being aggressive, trying to go ahead and take the game away. This is not the time to do it. Now you're just going to run the football, force them to use those timeouts, and then you can punt the football.
2nd down and 10 for the Eagles when they come out of this timeout. Ouachita Christian leads 33-21. Again, we'd like to recognize the folks at Eagle Point Boat and RV Storage. The 4th quarter sponsored by Eagle Point tonight. Eagle Point and Boat and RV Storage located on beautiful Lake Darbone in Farmerville. Proud supporter of Ouachita Christian Eagle football. 3 minutes and 13 seconds left to play in the football game. The Ouachita Christian Eagles in front of the Oak Grove Tigers, 33-21. 2nd 10 to 19. Graves, 5 receivers and an empty backfield. Good snap from center. Throws this one quick. It's going to be Wiley. Wiley's going to go back inside. He's got a seam. He's across the 40, the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Ouachita Christian. Tristan Wiley takes it the distance. No flags. Eagles lead again. 80 yards on the touchdown reception.
So like we said, David, you just got to run the football and run this clock out and make them use their timeouts. As Coach Drew Madrine calls a tunnel screen. We had just run it for a big play, the possession before. And that time Wiley comes inside and somehow finds a seam and just shows tremendous athletic ability and speed to take that thing to the house and put this game away, David, as it's over now. I can tell you that.
Echoes of Joe Burrow that time as LSU not taking their foot off the gas either. As that time Harold splits the seam, saw not near the rush that time, as the Tigers not coming after that one with the same vigor they did earlier. 2 minutes and 52 seconds left to play. Eagles lead 40-21.
I can almost guarantee you that not many people knew who Tristan Wiley was coming to this ball game tonight, but I can promise you people know who he is now, as he just has made some tremendous plays on the outside and just given us a new weapon that we really hadn't used much this year. Coming into the ball game, Wiley had 9 receptions on the year. Of course, he'd had a couple of receiving TDs on the year. One of them, I think, went for 51 yards on a touchdown on a tunnel screen early in the year, but none of them came against Oak Grove. And I tell you what, he has stepped up big tonight in a situation. And again, credit. Let me just tell you something. When you've got a quarterback that's a freshman, okay, we talk about him a lot. You don't put a freshman in that situation when you've got a 2-score lead with Oak Grove fixing to burn their last time out. You don't let a freshman even think about throwing the football right there unless you've got confidence in him. And so these first 3 quarters, he has convinced Coach Drew Vadrine that, you know what, I can call anything I want to because he's going to do what we want him to do. And you saw him put it right between the numbers to Tristan Wiley, and Tristan Wiley takes the distance.
Holyfield to kick us off. He does. He gets a high kick. Going to be fielded cleanly in the corner by the Tigers, and that again is number 15, Otis Moore. Moore's trying to find a seam on the far side of the field. He's going to be dropped at about the 20-yard line, probably covered about 30, 40 yards. So just looking at this Eagle team, I mean, everybody's got a limp. I mean, everybody's walking around wounded, but they're still playing with huge levels of intensity. Gain of 14 on the return. It's going to be first down and 10 for Oak Grove at their own 20-yard line. So I got a feeling we're probably going to see what Braden Sullivan can do with the football in the air. And these Eagle defensive backs have got to be ready. We hadn't seen a lot of passing tonight, but that's the only way they're going to score quick enough with 2 minutes and 47 seconds left to play in the ball game. Oak Grove down, I think, to 1 timeout, trailing the Eagles 40-21. And Sullivan he's gonna operate out of the shotgun with 3 wide. High snap from center is gonna travel back into the end zone. He's gonna fall on it, and the Eagles are gonna miss a tackle in the end zone. Now he's gonna get back to the 5-yard line. Big loss on the play.
And Cade Woods had a chance to attack him in the end zone for a safety, and somehow Sullivan able to get away from him. And you got to credit him for somehow getting out of there. And now Oak Grove, the clock's going to continue to run. Thought maybe Oak Grove might use a timeout right there, but it's going to be a tall order for the Oak Grove Tigers to score 3 times with what looks to be going to be under 2 minutes before they get this ball off.
Second down and 29 for the Tigers. A loss of 19 yards on the play. Ball at their own 7-yard line. Sullivan again out of the shotgun. He looks to throw quick, and that's almost intercepted. It's going to go in and out of the hands that time. A number 57 for the Eagles saw, unable to come up with it, but it's a big play. Now you're looking at 3rd down and 29 for the Tigers.
And Michal had a chance for a touchdown that time as they throw the slant route, and Michal jumps it from inside, and he had it in his hands, and he was thinking about that goal OCS end zone that was going to be about 15 yards away had he made the catch.
3rd down and 23. Donnie corrected me. I said 19. It's 3rd and 23 for the Tigers. Ball at their own 8-yard line. 1 minute and 56 seconds left to play in the ball game. Eagles lead 40-21. Sullivan in the shotgun. Gets a good snap from center this time. Now he looks to throw. He's going to unload this one deep. Fitzhugh's reeling it in! Number 22, Will Fitzhugh, is going to haul in an interception. Saul, I think it's safe to say it's going to be the ball game.
Man, what another unbelievable play by Will Fitzhugh. I talked earlier about how Sullivan had thrown the ball too far inside. That time he threw it outside, and Fitzhugh just cheats over there and jumps up and takes another interception away from Eli Eckstein. As Eli Eckstein may be saying, hey, man, give me a chance to get up and get one. But Fitzhugh just going up there and taking it out of the sky and rips another interception down. As, again, this defense for the OCS Eagles has been very opportunistic tonight, creating some turnovers. That's 2 interceptions in a row by Will Fitzhugh. And now you can just go into the victory formation if you're the Eagles and come out of here with a huge win against one of your biggest rivals.
That is exactly what's going to happen. 1 minute and 46 seconds left to play in the football game. And the Eagles are going to take a knee. Clock's going to continue to run down now inside of 140. Let's go down to the sideline and catch up with Coach Sonny Vadrine with the Marion State sideline report. Coach, I think we're going to win this ball game. All right, Coach, a little maybe he is on the injured list now, Saul. You never know.
Coach he's calculated how much time is left, and he was actually telling Coach Fitzhugh that you didn't have to run another play, and Oak Grove can't do anything about it. They do have a timeout left, but even if they call the timeout, you can still take a knee a couple more times, and this game is over.
Graves is going to go under center and take the knee. Inside of a minute now. And they are going to spot this one ready for play, so they are going to have to run one more play. And as we say, run and play, so they are going to have to take one more knee. Classy group of guys from Oak Grove High School. They recognize defeat tonight, just kind of hanging out, waiting for this ball game to be over, but not a lot of stuff that you can see go on at the end of a game. Classy group of young men put on a great effort tonight as the Eagles are going to win this football game, Saul. And this is a huge win for Ouachita Christian School tonight. A freshman quarterback gets it done against the Oak Grove Tigers. The Eagles are going to win 40-21.
You know, David, you and I were talking about this on the way to the ball game tonight about, sort of bemoaning the fact that, you got the biggest game of the year and your starting quarterback who's been a stud all year, has played well, is not going to be able to play, and you got to play a freshman quarterback that's never started a game. And I believe you said something to me that, this is the way that legends happen. And maybe not just the legend of Landon Graves. I don't think either one of us were thinking about that, but a legendary game, where everything's stacked against you. You've got to throw a quarterback in there who's never started a varsity game and is a freshman. And you win a game like that against your rival, you'll never forget it. And these guys will never forget this game tonight. You and I have been doing this radio for 10 years. We've watched OCS football for a long time. There hadn't been many regular season games as big as this one, in my opinion. And it's been just a privilege to be able to call what I think is just an unbelievable win. Not unbelievable in the sense that we couldn't do it, but just a memorable win, maybe a better way to put it.
It's about as close to unbelievable as you could get. I tell you what, these guys played their guts out. Coach, is there anybody down there that's not walking around with a limp right